Okay, tonight is March the 26th of 2026 at 6 p.m. It is our regular city council meeting. Call to order. At this time, I would like to call to order March the 26th of 2026 city council meeting for the city of Bruceville-Eddy, Texas. And the time is 6 p.m. No, it hadn't passed yet, so 6 p.m. Got it wrote down here. Please make sure to place your phones on vibrate as we start this meeting. At this time, I would like for you to please stand for our invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And tonight, we have Robin from the Methodist Church of Bruceville-Eddy is going to lead us in prayer.
Thank you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for your many wonderful blessings. We come thanking you for this gathering, and may your wisdom guide this meeting. Your love unite us, and your purpose empower us. Help us to listen to one another with respect, even when we disagree, and to work together in harmony and unity. We invite your Holy Spirit to guide our thoughts, words, and actions, that everything we do and say here brings honor to you. We lift up our mayor, our city staff, city council members, asking you to give them the wisdom, clarity, and open hearts to listen and contribute effectively, that together we may make Bruceville-Eddy a better place where your light shines brighter. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God and one indivisible. Thank you. Y'all may have a seat. Ms. Robin, thank you very much. All right. Let me get my eyeballs back on here. First, I want to say thank everybody for being here. It's nice to look out there and see full chairs. I like that. That means y'all are interested in what's going on with your city, and we like that. We really do. I want to, back here in the back, I have Jamie Rodriguez in the water department. I have our city secretary, and I just forgot her name. Renee. They told me I was going to forget Martinez's name, and I said, so I forgot yours instead. And we have Sergeant Martinez. We have Chief Dorsey, and we have a cadet, maybe? Is he still? I know, but he's not sworn in yet, but he's a real officer. He gets to carry a gun and everything. And his wife, so we're glad they're here with us. Is it too loud? You can't hear me? Okay, I'm sorry about that. I talk so loud, I keep my mic away from me, so I apologize for that. Sorry. Okay, and then we have Jean Sprout in the water department, and we have Johnny Grady also in the water department. And we have, let's see, okay, and then up here to my left, I have Councilman Wiggins, I have Councilman McGruer, and I have our city administrator, Lawrence. And then to my right, I have Councilwoman Melissa, and then Councilman Prater, and Councilman Richardson. So we've got, I think I've mentioned everybody that's here they need to do. All right. So anyway, I want to thank all of you again for being here, and we just, as I said, was glad to hear everybody's here. Okay, do we have any community announcements? I have a couple, and then I will turn it over to the Mrs. McGruer. We have our annual, there is going to be an annual Easter egg hunt this weekend out here on the city grounds. The rabbit will be there. There'll be free hot dogs, and I think there's like 700 eggs that are been fixed and ready for the kiddos. So it starts at 11, and it's just a lot of fun to watch the little ones come out and get excited about hunting an Easter egg. Last year I was telling them, one little girl, she loves pink. She was about 2 years old. She just loves pink. and her mama told her to go when I said it was time. She just took off, went all the way halfway down the field and found a pink egg and ran all the way back up. She got what she wanted. She got her pink egg, so that was so cute, you know. But they just, it's just fun watching them. But anyway, we have that, and also I wanted to let y'all know that we'll be closed April the 1st, at the 3rd, excuse me, for Good Friday, Friday before Easter. And now, Mrs. McGruer.
I just want to announce that the first Friday, Bruceville-Eddy United Methodist Church always has bingo night starting at 6:30. So please come out and have fun with that. We give away pretty good prizes. And then on the third Friday, we're on our third bingo. Or not bingo, I'm sorry, bunco.
Bunco.
And it's $5 to buy in, and all you have to do is roll dice. And it's a lot of fun. You get to move around the room and meet new people and get different partners. So if you've never played, it's super, super easy. If you can roll dice, you can do this game. So come on out and join us if you're looking for something fun to do.
Yes, it is, okay. Do we have any more community announcements? Yes, sir. Chief Dorsey?
Thank you, ma'am. I was notified of a community microchip event for dogs. It's going to be for Moody and Bruceville-Eddy residents, Saturday, April 11th, from 12 to 3 p.m. at the Moody Volunteer Fire Department. The address is 606 Avenue E in Moody. The first 25 microchips are free and $10 each after the first 25.
Okay, sounds good.
And no appointments needed.
Okay. Is this just for chipping, or is it for shots and all? Or
It's just for chipping.
chipping, okay. Thank you, sir.
I got something, Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Richardson?
So this is just kind of, so far as the people that are out there that watch on YouTube, we've added a little bit of a new feature. Basically, I asked Renee to put the agenda items and the timestamps on there. Like say you just wanted to hear the public, agenda number 5. Instead of having to skip through the video now, you can look down there and it'll show you, hey, go 15 minutes into there. So you click on that. Renee went a step further and actually made links to where if you click on the link, it'll take you right to the agenda item, so you're not having to look around and skip around. So it's not going to be immediate. It'll take a day or two for her to add that stuff, but I think it'll be a good feature for the people that want to watch online and only tune in to see certain things. So I want to kind of tell Renee thank you.
Very good. All right. Thank you. Anyone else? Lawrence, did you have anything to add or anything that you heard about, any announcements or anything at this time?
No, but I want to wish you all a very happy Easter coming up, and hope you enjoy it with family and friends.
Definitely. Okay. All right. Citizens' presentation. The City Council welcomes public comments at this point on items not specifically listed on an agenda. Speakers must sign up before the meeting begins. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes each. The council cannot respond to matters not listed on the agenda until a future meeting. Do we have anybody signed up? Thank you, Renee. Okay, yes, we have Mr. Brent McLean, and you'll take the mic, sir. McLean? McCain?
Yeah, Brent McCain, 1137 Trails End Road. Yeah, I just wanted to thank the fire department for not allowing me to go back to work for them. It helps relieve my mind, spending more time at home. But anyway, I tried again, and that's all. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, anyone else signed up? Renee? Oh, that's it? All right, moving right along. The next item on the agenda tonight, we're gonna go, there is no one, there will be moved out to the next agenda item, which is the oath of office. Oath of office is Chief Dorsey. Chief Michael Dorsey will formally administrate the oath of office to our newest police officer, Robert Childress. Chief Dorsey will administer the oath of office to our newest officer. Okay, Chief?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Council, and citizens. Thank you all for being here. It's good to see everybody. Tonight I have the privilege to swear in our newest full-time police officer, Robert Childress. Officer Childress recently was a graduate of the Central Texas College Police Academy. We sponsored him through the academy and saw him all the way through to the end and graduated. Now he's an official part of our department. We're happy to have him. During his graduation, I had several people come up and compliment Officer Childress on his punctual, attendance and always being early and showing up and willing to help out and do whatever he needed to do to help his other cadets and make sure everybody was successful. And he's definitely carried those values over even during his short time he's been here. So without further delay, we'll get started. I, Robert Childress,
I, Robert Childress,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of police officer
the duties of a police officer
for the state of Texas
for the state of Texas
and the city of Bruceville-Eddy,
and the city of Bruceville-Eddy,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will to the best of my ability
preserve, protect, and defend
preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States and of this state
of the United States and of this state
and of this city.
and of this city.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Yeah, y'all want to take some pictures?
Thank you.
When they're ready, you're going to get, Mr. Childress, Officer Childress, Mr. Prater said he'll get his picture with you when y'all arrest him. Oh. All right. Next on the agenda is open public hearing, zoning change from single-family dwelling District 1 to general business, Evergreen Council to hear public comments pertaining to an owner-agent initialized zoning change on property ID 104521 containing 0.2531 acres and further described as being located within the city limits of Bruceville-Eddy. Okay, Lawrence, do you have something on that?
Yes, ma'am. So, did we go into,
Well, we're just opening it for discussion.
was it public comments or no?
Well, it says open public hearing, zoning change. Council to hear public comments.
Okay.
So we have any comments and and citizens want to talk about this or anything?
Is there anyone here to speak to this item? Okay.
Nothing at all?
Looks like
Okay.
no one's here to speak
All
to
right,
it.
then we will, I will close the public hearing to comments and the zoning change for single-family dwelling district to Evergreen. Seeing there is no one else to speak on this matter, I will close this public hearing at 6:14 p.m. Let me write that down. Okay. Zoning change from single-family dwelling District 1 to general business Evergreen. Council discuss, consider, and possibly take action to approve ordinance 0326-26-1, changing the zoning classification of property ID 104521 containing 0.2531 acres and further described as being located within the city limits of Bruceville-Eddy and amending the official zoning map of the city of Bruceville-Eddy, McLennan County, Texas, to rightly reflect said changes. Now, Lawrence.
Thank you, Mayor, appreciate that. Yeah, so I have the letter up. This is what we mail out to citizens if there are any objections to this, and checking with the city secretary and other staff members, we haven't received any objections. You know, they can come to speak at these meetings or just email us, call us, send us letters. So we received no objections from the neighbors in the area, and these are all the people that we mailed those letters to. What we have here is a request for a zoning change. This is kind of a look at it. Mr. Frank Warren is here, and I don't know if he would like to speak a little bit more to his requests. And this is a plat that he shared with us of the property.
You'll have to come to the mic, sir, if you want to speak. Thank you.
I guess before you start, I'll show one more thing. I'm just thinking about it. So his property he's wanting to change. You can see here this purple box area right here. That is the lot. Or is it? No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at this wrong.
Yeah.
Where's Evergreen? Oh, I'm sorry. I was one over. It's okay. So here's Evergreen. This where it says SF1. This little square behind this home, he's wanting to put to general business. So you can see we have general business surrounding it. So just to make this little green area into that. So I will put back up his picture and give it back to you. Thank you, sir.
All right, Frank.
The the yellow part of that is already been changed. It was 2019. The city designated that as general business, and then we purchased this little quarter-acre square, and we would like to add that to the general business squares off that property, and makes it a little more valuable to us. So that's our purpose.
Okay. Is that it? Okay. All right. Do I have a motion to approve ordinance O0326-261? Not yet. Do I have a motion to approve ordinance 00326-261?
Mr. Williams got his hands up.
You make a motion? No, I need a motion. Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion
Okay.
to approve ordinance O03-26-26-1.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, now we could be open for questions and answers, okay? So, now, somebody have any questions or anything they want to talk about on this? Have any questions for Frank or any discussions? None at this time? Okay, I have no motions and, at this time, so, the motion, all in favor? Okay, all for, we got 4 for, and we all against? You abstained? Okay. 4 for and 1 abstained, okay? All right, so this has passed, okay? Okay, the next agenda item is open public hearing, zoning change for light industrial to single-family dwelling, District 1, Hungry Hill. Council to hear public comments pertaining to a owner-agent initial zoning change on property located at 229 Hungry Hill, containing 4 lots totaling 1.9771 acres, and further described as being located within the city limits of Bruceville-Eddy. Okay, Lawrence, you want to stay there? We have, the requester is Alicia Cruz.
Yeah, thank you very much, ma'am. So again, it's a similar item, looking to do a rezone in the Hungry Hill area. This is a letter that she sent to us with her request, with some of the information. And again, we sent out letters to the public, to people within her vicinity, neighbors, and received no comments back or objections. This is a letter, and here's the people. I do believe I was told that the person is here, the requester, so I may be turning it over to her for some comments or questions if there are of counsel of her. But this is the a look at the lot. She's looking to get rezoned. Well, lots. It's going to be all 4.
All right, and then do we have any public comments this time? Anything, any public comments? Do you want to say something about it, sir? Okay. If you'll come up there to the mic, sir, and let everybody know who you are. Thank you, sir.
I'm not going to say that. My name is Danny Todd. I grew up here in Bruceville-Eddy. My mom actually is the owner of the property. My father passed a few years back, and we're in the process of the property being changed over to me. So that's what my name is, again, Danny Todd. I started in school at Bruceville-Eddy here in a long time ago. But anyway, Bruceville-Eddy is near and dear to my heart, and one day when I retire from the government, I probably will come back here. But right now, I'm living in Mesquite, Texas, and working in Irving. The property in and of itself is a great property. We're trying to get it zoned where my daughter can put a trailer house on it, and I'm sure you're going to talk about that in a little bit. It's a brand-new trailer house. It's a double-wide trailer. We're not having any use. There used to be a trailer house there. We had renters in it in different times while I was in the military, and so we ended up taking it down. It was an eyesore. It needed to come down. So now we're putting a brand-new one on it. So my wishes for the council is to approve this property to be rezoned from light industrial to home where people can live. I'm not really sure why it was ever moved to light industrial to begin with. That bewildered me when we looked into paper and saw that was there. My mom is 92 and she can't get homestead exemption for her taxes, and that's just not good. So anyway, yes.
Okay, no,
I'm
this,
not allowed to ask.
this is public, not yet.
Oh, will we
Not
come
yet.
back up if I got a
Yes.
question? Okay, sorry. I'll have a question for later.
Okay,
All right.
I'll answer any questions anytime.
All right, anybody else want anything they want to talk about it, you know? Okay, all right. So I'm going to close this public hearing. It's at 6:22 PM. And we're going to go into number 10, zoning changes for light industrial to single-family dwelling District 1, Hungry Hill. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action to approve ordinance O03-26-26-2, changing the zoning classification on property located at 229 Hungry Hill containing 4 lots totaling 1.9771 acres and further described as being located within the city limits of Bruceville-Eddy and amending the official zoning map of the city of Bruceville-Eddy, McLennan County, Texas, to rightly reflect said changes. Okay, and so now I'm going to try to get a motion. Do I have a motion on this? Okay, McGruer
I'll second.
and Richardson seconded. Okay, now we can have a discussion, and Mr. Richardson, you can ask him any question you like.
Sorry. It's not a big deal, but you mentioned it was light industrial. Just to be clear, has it ever been used for light industrial
Never.
business or anything like
It's
that?
always been a family home,
Gotcha.
always.
That's
so
what
I
I
never did
thought, but I
understand.
just, yeah, okay.
That whole stretch down there from Helena all the way down to the end. where
It
he's
is,
talking
it's
about, all
exactly the same.
Gotcha. I didn't figure it was, but I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, I can't speak for the other owners of the other houses down the
Yeah.
strip, but all of them should be family.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you,
They
okay.
can address that on
Yeah,
their own.
yes,
I do
sir.
have it
Okay.
up right here. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can see it's light industrial on the north side of Hungry Hill,
Uh-huh.
the entire thing, and then single family right across the street. But we will be going into the comprehensive plan planning sessions coming up, and that's our time to go ahead large swathly to adjust
Yeah.
all of this, which will be pretty
Okay,
soon.
That's good.
Okay, all right. Does anybody else have any questions or discussions about this property, or about this motion?
Nope.
All right. All in favor of this motion? Unanimous. Thank you, sir. We'll
Thank you,
take
sir.
care of it. Uh-huh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along. Okay, open public hearing. Conditional use permit for a manufactured home at 229 Hungry Hill. Council to hear public comments pertaining to an owner agent requesting a conditional use permit for a manufactured home on property located at 229 Hungry Hill, Eddy, Texas, 76524, containing .7939 acres and further described as being located within the city limits of Bruceville-Eddy. Okay, this is public comments. Do we have anything? Yes, ma'am. Need to state who you are and your question.
I'm Joyce McLaughlin, and I have several questions. I'm not sure if I need to ask them now or later. I'm not sure.
This is comment time. I mean, you can
comment
give a
time.
comment. Now, nobody can
Okay.
answer you or talk to you about it.
Okay. Well, my questions are, that relate to my comment. There's already a residence on this lot, 229. There's already a home there. So can you put two homes on one postal address? I know there's a second meter. Does it need to be platted off first as a second address? Is there a second driveway? And why would you give a conditional use permit before things are up to code for the second home? Also, I don't think that should be done. I think, I just have to have my questions answered before I even know that I'm on the right track. But if it needs to be platted, then that needs to be done first. And how can you have one postal address for two homes? Is that even legal? Because 911 has to have an address to go to, so it can't be 229. It has
I'm
to
going
be
to
something
interrupt you
else.
just a moment. You've
Okay.
already repeated yourself once on that.
Okay.
So is this going to be, you going to be asking these same questions once we open it up?
Yes, because I want to
Okay, would you like to wait and just ask your questions one time and get it over with?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. All right, so anybody else have any other comments or things on it? Yes, ma'am.
Danielle McGruer, 215 Hungry Hill. I'd like council to consider not adding any more conditional use permits or variances to the road for new mobile homes. We already have a lot of mobile homes on that address, and many of them aren't well taken care of. The new ones have been, but many homes do fall out of disrepair quickly and lower the values of the other homes when you add more mobile homes to that area. Thank you.
Anyone else have any more comments or things they want to talk about before we close it out? Okay, it is now 6:27, and this public hearing is now closed. And now we're going to 13, conditional use permit for manufactured homes, 229 Hungry Hill. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action to approve a request by Alicia Cruz for a conditional use permit for a manufactured home on property located at 229 Hungry Hill, Eddy, Texas, 76524, containing 0.7939 acres and further described as being located within the city limits of Bruceville-Eddy. Do I have a motion on this agenda item?
I didn't know about the two.
I know, but we'll discuss it. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that
Okay,
we'll approve
Richard?
it, yeah.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Richardson? Okay, now we can take suggestions and questions. So now, Joyce, if you'd like to come back up and ask your questions, we'll see if we can't get them answered for you.
Okay, there's already a home there with someone living in it. I know Miss Nancy, I've known her for years.
Okay.
Or Miss Ann.
One
I'm
moment,
sorry.
Joyce, I'm sorry to disturb you, hon. Go ahead and ask your question.
Sorry. Good valid points. Renee, do you know where that letter is that they are supposed to send, along with this application? I'm not seeing it in here.
Is Miss Cruz here? Her dad's here.
Because
That's you? Okay, okay, okay.
I
We'll
asked-
get you-
I asked that because I remember reading the letter, and basically the letter said along the lines of, we had a mobile home, they tore it down, removed it, now they're looking to put another one up. So
It burned. There was a fire
Okay.
and it had burned, is what I remember.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, Renee.
It had, well, had the mobile home that was there, was there an accident there with it being removed or no? Okay, sorry.
Okay, all right.
There's a home there, Ann Ty lives in it. I deliver food to her. So I know the address well. There's already a residence at that address.
Okay.
And so I'm just wondering how you can have two residences on one address.
Okay. 3 addresses on that one address.
226, 229, and 233.
233, that's what
Yeah.
I was looking at.
Because we looked those properties together, when Alicia talked to someone here,
Mhm.
they put the 4 together and chose to put 233. But that is true, my mom lives in 229.
Yes.
This trailer will actually be sitting on lot for 233.
Okay, well, on the application, it said 229.
Initially, we had it 233, and was asked to change it to 229 as a block altogether.
Okay, well, that was,
Okay.
that's
all right,
what
okay,
confused me.
let's, okay, go ahead with this, and then we'll get you up there, sir, I promise, okay?
Okay.
No, it's quite all right. That way we can all know what's going on from one person instead of going back and forth.
And then there is a meter. There's a meter, a second meter.
Okay,
Second
that,
meter.
no, yeah, okay, there's a second meter.
Okay, and there, are you going to share a driveway? Will there be a shared driveway, or will there be separate driveways?
Okay.
And I was just more concerned about having two residences on one address, but if there is another address, that was not on the application. I read the application online.
It does say meter.
We have it
230
on our application.
Yeah, if you look at it, it'll say 229 Hungry Hill, and it'll say meter 233, meaning the address 233.
Okay, well,
It's on
that,
our application.
that was my concern, because I knew that was not in code to do that.
Sir, is that lot, does that lot have a structure on it now?
233?
No.
The one that you're looking to put the mobile home on?
It does, but it's behind it.
Is it on this, we're looking at the CAD right here. See this, you got 4 lots. You own this lot, you own this lot, and you own these front lots, right?
That's correct. This is my mom's house here,
Uh-huh,
and this is, the house is going, this is the driveway, and this is the driveway.
okay,
So there's actually 2 driveways.
all right,
And the house that we're talking about here, the 2-story, the double wide new trailer is gonna sit right in here.
now, is there a house already, is there a house
Well-
or something there that someone
what?
lives in?
There is a small house, there's a small 1-bedroom house that's behind it.
Same address?
It's the same address, and it also has a meter. for
Oh,
water.
it has its
So
own meter.
we haven't gotten to that process, right? You begin with the zoning, and that's where we're at with this.
Yeah, we're trying to do zoning.
The
right now.
CUP. Now, it is platted, but, yeah, where you're describing about putting that can't go there. It can go on probably one of those back lots, but you can only have one dwelling unit per lot.
That was my concern, is that you're putting too many residences, it may have needed to be replatted in order to put a new home on there.
I have a question for you. Okay, where you said you want the trailer,
Yes, ma'am.
and then the little house in the back,
Right.
but the little house in the back has its own meter. And the trailer house is gonna have a meter, or is it gonna be 1 meter for both?
No, it'll have its own meter.
Have its own meter, so you can have 2 houses on 1 meter.
Right.
I mean, on 1 lot,
That's
if it's big enough, yes.
Yeah, but it does definitely have its own meter.
If it has its own meter, yes.
Yeah, and it's exactly the same place, just not exactly. It's 5 foot in front of where the other trailer was. That got demolished and taken off the lot.
Okay, all right.
It just needed to go.
Yes, sir, I understand, okay. All right. Just so we can get a
Well,
little bit of a more understanding, I wanted to make sure everybody understands that there's 2 meters. There'll be 2 meters on that.
I just think the council should consider a few things before they approve the permit, that they need to maybe go out there and take another look where he's gonna put it, how it's gonna be set, because giving him a permit, they can put that home out there, and then it may not be right.
We had a state, we had the trailer company come out and physically stamp where it fit.
Maybe that needs to be looked at before you approve the permit.
Okay, Mr. Prater, you had a question
I'm
first, and then I'll go to
Yeah,
Mr. Wiggins.
I'm, sorry. There was a house on this property, correct?
Mhm.
How long was that house there?
How long was it there? Probably 15 years, maybe longer.
15 years. When did all this change? Can that be grandfathered in there?
If you take one down, you can put another one back.
Yeah, you can put another one back in its place one time.
But they didn't ask me yet, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, wait, we've got to go to Mr. Wiggins first.
Yeah.
We took
Oh.
it down less than a year ago.
Right, right.
Yeah, I was, my line of thinking is with Richard, I mean, it was already a house there, and what happened to that one?
We demolished it.
Okay,
Took it off.
okay, all right. So they did away with that one and just gonna replace it
Place it with
with
another.
another one.
Replace it.
And that's in our ordinance.
It can be done. It's in our ordinance that you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, Mr. Magura?
Okay, real quickly, our ordinance does allow you to upgrade on that property.
Mike, sir. Oh, it won't turn on? Touch it for him.
I have magic, he has magic fingers. Okay, can you hear me now? I'm getting a job with Verizon. Anyway. Okay, so we already have an ordinance that allows you to upgrade a modular home on a property where the modular home was already permitted. So there's nothing wrong with that. The only issue that I have, and that is with the platting that Joyce brought up. It appears at this point that we're putting two houses on one platted property, which is illegal. The state isn't going to allow us to put two houses on one plat. You're going to have to plat that out somehow. And I don't know if you'd have enough property there to plat that for a second residence. So this clearly, with the discussion that we've had going up and down, we need to do further investigation into this before we approve that, and that we get answers to a lot of questions that are floating around the room, and that's my time.
I got a
Okay, Mr.
question. Is it possible for you, you got those two back lots, it doesn't look like you have structures on those, the two smaller ones? I mean, would it be possible for you to just pop it back there? I'm doing rough measurements. We do have a little bit of rulage on how far it can be from setback, but that would be a possibility, running basically where your water comes in, doing an extension to that back lot.
I'm not saying that we can't. There's a road that goes from right here all the way back behind here. Until we put the main road into here, we utilize this for this little house. When I first got out of the military, I built a little house and I was staying in it. Then I got married, it was way too little for me to live in. My niece lives in there right now. She's gonna move, it's gonna be vacant. She's gonna move into this house here when Alicia puts a new trailer hopefully to here. So whether it's a house or not, I can use it as a storage barn.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a house. You tell me I can't
That's what
use
I'm
a
fixing
house,
to
I
ask.
can get like a barn as storage.
Yes, you
I
can.
need storage. But as far as somebody living in it, I don't need somebody to live in it. You just tell me that and I'll take them out tomorrow. That's an easy thing for me.
Well, I do know that our ordinance says that of course, there was already two places on there and not replatted before you decided you wanted to move the old one off and put a new one on, so it was already platted with two structures there. And now that it has two water meters, you can have 2 meters, 2 places on one lot if you have separate meters. Plus, the ordinance that we do have says that if you take down a structure, you have a right to replace it once, okay? So if you say that there's not going to be a residence there and it's going to be a storage, that's between you and whatever you want to talk to the council about. And, but Mr. Prater and Mr. Richardson had questions.
That was the question I was asking, is anybody living in that structure?
She's staying in there temporarily until we get the trailer in. Once we get the new trailer in, hopefully, then she's gonna move into that other property I was telling you about.
I
The
got you.
223.
So there'll be only one
Yeah.
resident on that?
Yeah, she's gonna be into 223, is that correct, sir? That's what you was pointing at. 226, okay.
She's gonna be in,
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay, Mr. Richardson, you had a question?
No, I think it got covered.
It
Thank
got
you.
covered, okay. Yes, ma'am?
Who lives in that house? Is there anyone living in that house? Where, next to where you're gonna set that trailer, right next to it?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a house there right now?
Let me make sure I understand what you're talking about. This is not a house.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What is that?
That's a barn.
Oh, it's a barn, okay.
That's a barn. There's, my mama lives here. Kim is back here right now, and Alicia, that put the paperwork together, lives in this house here. Or, yeah.
Okay, and Alicia's gonna move to the new one,
She's gonna.
and
move
then the
to
niece
new-
is gonna move to where Alicia's at, right? Is that what you're telling us?
Correct. And this is her husband and her brother.
Okay, hello. Okay, all right. You had a question, ma'am? Oh, he answered it? Oh. With that white fig, yeah, that building there, it's like, me too. I was wondering if anybody was gonna ask that question because I'm
When
a.
he first did his explanation of where everyone was going, I was like, no,
Yeah, there's something there. I was wondering if anybody was gonna ask that question, so. Thank you. All right. Okay, any other questions before we take a vote? Okay, council, the final plat, let's see, conditional use permit for a manufactured home. Council discuss, consider, and probably take action to approve a request of Alicia Cruz for the conditional use permit for a manufactured home on property located at 229 Hungry Hill, Eddy, Texas, 7524, containing 0.7939 acres, and further described as being located within the city limits, but you said that's not the correct address, the 229.
No.
It is the correct address. The water company put 233 on it.
Oh, okay, got you, all right.
But the
So,
address is 229.
all right, all right, I have a motion and I have a second, so all in favor? It's passed, okay, you got your conditional use permit, sir. All right, final plat. We're on to the next agenda item. Mrs. Haney, or Mr. and Mrs. Haney, put it that way. They're over there. Okay, all right. Council discuss, consider, and possibly take action to approve the final plat for the Haney Custom Homes addition on the property located at 701 West 3rd, Eddy, Texas, 76524. Mrs. Haney, do you want to speak on this, or you want Lawrence to say it and then call you up, or you just want us to go ahead and get a motion and see what we can do? Okay, all right, Lawrence, did you want something
Mayor,
to
did you
say?
want to say anything? He's very eloquent.
We'll save it for next month? Okay, so do I have a motion to approve the final plat?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Mr. McGruer,
Okay.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Wiggins? Okay, and nobody else wants to make any more discussions about it or
That's
talk
one
about
question
it?
Mayor.
Okay, Mr.
In
Richardson?
case somebody hasn't looked online, the letter from MRB was in our packet saying all previous comments have been addressed. Plat appears to be in conformance with the city of Bruceville-Eddy regulations.
Okay,
I
thank
just
you.
want to let everybody know.
Everybody know it
MRB
has
gave their
been,
blessing on it.
yes, thank you, sir. Okay, all right, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay, final plat has been approved. All right, moving right along here. Okay, number 15, agenda with, how do you say that, Greater Law?
Guevara.
Guevara. I'm terrible with names, y'all should know. Okay, agreement with Guevara Law. Council discuss, consider, and probably take action on engagement agreement with Guevara Law for the legal services. Okay, Lawrence, you brought this?
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, this is something I brought to council for consideration. So currently, we have a city attorney with Messer Fort. Great group, love them. We're using them a lot. We have a lot going on with legal needs. Really outstanding group. What my recommendation here was for a backup, having kind of a subsidiary person we can get a hold of whenever we need backup resources. So that's pretty much what this is, and I can attest, actually I worked with him before as city manager for a different city. He's really good, trustworthy, good guy. He's never lost a SOA court case, and we've got actually 2 of those right now that we put out to different attorneys. And also, he's represented for a lot of cities, a lot of general law cities actually. He's been in business for 26 years and just a good guy. So whenever I need backup services, this is just who I would recommend. And it's happened a few times where I can use a little bit of a, just basically a secondary person to call whenever needed.
It happened the other day.
Mm-hmm. But what I typically, I'll tell the council what I like to do though is I do as much research as I can legally. I look at the statutes, I look at all the TML docs. I do as much as I can. From there, then I'll reach out to TML for their free legal services if I can get a hold of them. But there's times whenever I need kind of the quick answer. You never know. You may just get something bizarre that happens that day, and we've got to get someone on the phone right now. Those kind of are rare, but they happen. So that's the kind of the thought behind this of having, a backup person to call if need be. That's all.
Okay, all right, anybody? Yes, ma'am.
With the size of the law firm that is Messer Fort, why are we not getting responses and need a backup attorney? Because they're a large law firm.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
would be my question to
Yeah.
council is,
Yes, ma'am.
do we need to
they are.
reconsider our current law firm, even though they are good and treating us well? But if they're not giving us responses with their size, then that's concerning.
Yes, ma'am, I hear you. We have, normally, they would get back to us as soon as we call, or something, or we text, but there is certain occasions like, we can take our time and wait for them to respond. But if somebody comes in and they sit in our office and they have this legal question and we're like, I don't know, so we'll call, don't get anything, get recordings. So Lawrence said, I need to know the answer to this, so we got a hold of this gentleman and he answered us. And we had another question, he answered it, we called Messer, no answer. So it just depends on, I guess, how busy they get. I'm not saying they're not answering our calls, I'm just saying sometimes they get very busy and they can't answer us on the spot, where this firm did. They have people answering that phone at all times. They don't doesn't go to recordings. So was my dealings with it so far.
And I'll add, there's no deficiencies. I do a lot of emailing, a lot of business that way, and everything's being taken care of. It's just there's those rarities where, there's kind of a legal question that's very pressing, and sometimes you just need to have another person you can call if need be for the sake of time. Those happen rarely, but that's what any service really.
It's just kind of like backups per se for me, for mayor. If there's some reason, I'm sick, or maybe I'm called out or something, I have a backup. I have Mayor Pro Tem, so he can step in and take over my position, whether I'm here or not. If I need him to do it, he's my backup. So everybody has a backup of something. This is not that we're hiring this firm permanently. It's just for backup, just in case, But anyway, he was going to try to be here tonight to talk with you guys, but he was in a prior engagement and could not, because we gave it to him like yesterday, can you be here today? So, but yes, sir.
So I guess my question is, if we approve this, could we do it, possibly add a stipulation of when they are used to notify council members and notify us? That way we have an idea like how often we are using this firm, because I don't want to just sign off on something and get a bill 3 months later for all this money.
Yes, right.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something I can certainly do. Whenever I engage with this firm, I can give you guys reports on what that was and.
And this is kind of only in like kind of an emergency or emergent situation, correct?
Right, yeah, because right now we are engaging pretty much all the time legal. So definitely trying to slow that down, but, you know, it's happened with, you know, our large project plus the 2 PUC cases. And, you know, not that long ago, I was looking at the bills with Esther and I'm like, whoa, I'm like, we got to slow down.
We spent a lot of money on
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah.
Ford.
So definitely cognizant of our billing out. But yeah, I can keep you guys apprised of what's going on with that invoice, or really any invoices you guys are interested in.
All right. Okay, any other questions? Okay, yes, sir, I'm sorry.
Is there any cost if we don't use them? There's no retainer or anything like that?
No, sir. Yep, just hourly.
Just hourly, and we only pay them if we use them?
Yep, that's how I read this contract.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
sir.
why I was kind of asking if I was reading to it, but for sure.
Oh, yes, sir.
Just kind of, if you could walk us through, what are their rates so far as compared to what we're paying Messer Ford, if you have that information on hand?
Yeah, so I was trying to pull the contract with Messer Ford. I still need to get that. But we were, from what I could tell, looking at invoicing, some of the people were the $200 range. But I don't know what, comparing to this contract, partner is like basically owner, the higher up. I don't know what their prices are for partners. We've been dealing with, I don't know the titles, but. Associates, is that what it was? Okay, yeah, so associates were coming in at like 190 range. So this one shows an associate of 240.
Okay.
Any other questions or comments? All right, do I have a motion? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Wiggins.
Yeah. Kind of from the talk up here, it seems like you're only going to utilize this if you need it. And it sounds like on Messer Fort, you utilize them, but as Mayor Owens stated, that sometimes you need to find out something right now, well, and you try Messer Fort first, and, you know, obviously they may be busy or whatever, and might not be able to get back with you for a while. And so you need this person to just contact right then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, just a backup.
Yeah.
But in the, initially, when you need something, you're gonna go to Messer Fort first prior to going to this backup. Is that right? Because, I mean, the backup is just that, it's a backup.
Yeah.
Correct.
For Messer Fort.
That is-
Like a quick question or some kind of question.
Right.
It's not like coming to our executive sessions or, you know, just a.
Right.
That is correct, yeah. So
Okay.
nothing's gonna change with their contract
Right.
or the way we're doing business currently. And again, the way I do things is I research as much law as I can. I know how to dig through the statutes and dig through TML's best practices and things of that nature. But every once in a while, whenever I can't figure something out, that's when or I'm double guessing myself. If I got the time, what I tend to do is get with TML, because you can email them, call them. But sometimes there are those pressing things where I can't wait on an email back. But whenever I do need an email, I have been emailing Messer Fort. Things are good there. This is more related to, like, this is a very pressing issue. Like someone example, made up example. Someone slips and busts their heads, you know, in the lobby. I need to get a hold of someone right now, you know, and I can't get a hold of someone. Well, I got another person I can call real quick, kind of a thing. Hey, here's what happened, what I need to do right now.
Yeah.
That's kind of what that would be for.
Right, and I think there's value in that, and just to be noted, on his agreement under section 4 of that agreement, it has a right, the client, which is us, has a right to cancel this agreement and terminate attorney's representation at any time. So that's good to know. And with that said, I don't mind, Mayor Owens, if I may.
Okay.
To go ahead and make a motion that we'll
All right.
approve this and I'm gonna add to that motion with the intent that we try to utilize Messer Fort first prior to going to this attorney.
Yes, sir. I agree. I would classify, I'm sorry, before you go, Messer Ford as our
I need a
city
second.
attorney.
Yeah, okay, do I have a motion made to discuss and probably to take action to engagement agreement with Governor Law for legal services with the intent that we use Messer Ford on, try to get them first before we call them out. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Prater.
I have a quick question for the vote.
Yes, sir.
So-
Yes, sir.
So far as we talked about notification of when we do use them to the council, does that need to be included in the motion, or is that just kind of an understanding? I mean, what's your opinion on that?
What? I'm sorry,
Yeah, I think basically, I kind of understand as I engage him, what's going to happen is we're going to get an invoice, right, for the hourly work. It'll eventually come. I can just forward that on to you guys, or I can just send you an email every time I had to speak with him.
I just made sure we didn't need to include that language in the motion.
No.
But, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's accepted.
It's up to you,
accepting them.
yeah.
No, I mean,
It's
I'm good
accepting
without Mr. Wiggins making the motion.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
double check
okay, I
that.
was finna
Alright.
say, I thought I
Yeah,
made
you did.
kind of
Yeah.
that motion.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
all in favor? Unanimous, okay, that'd be good. All right, going on to our next item on the agenda is the annual financial statement with independent auditors report. Council to discuss and consider the city's official year 2024-2025 financial statement with independent auditors report thereon and required supplementary information by Daniel Jones. He brought us some stuff tonight. Everybody's got their packet up here. If you'd like to talk on this, sir.
Sure, thank you.
He is with the, well, you want to tell him who you are and who you're
Sure,
with?
Daniel
Go
Jones,
ahead.
I'm an audit partner at Brockwood, Gersbach, Franklin, Niemeyer in Temple.
Mhm.
And so in front of you, you should have a green packet with the audited financial statements and the related notes. So I just want to hit some highlights, as we do every year. So inside the packet, there's a letter, two letters rather, on the inside cover. That's our communication to governance, the city council. There's some information in there about findings, estimates, notes that are key to the financial statements. But let me move into the statements themselves and hit some highlights. First of all, if you go to page 1, you'll see our audit report. Our opinion this year, as it was last year, is a clean opinion, meaning the financial statements are materially correct. Different from last year is that you'll have a single audit this year because you had over $1 million of federal expenditures. Our single audit report is in the back on page 77. Our testing there had nothing significant to report, and those findings were that you are, in material respects, in compliance with all the requirements of that major program. So let's hit a couple statements. Let me move to page 20. Yeah, page 20. So we'll start with the general fund, since this is where most of the operations are. Highlights here are that your revenues over your expenditures, excluding the legal settlement, was a positive year, $174,000 revenues over expenditures. Your fund balance at the very bottom, this is going to be after everything, including the legal settlement. Still a very healthy number at $2.01 million fund balance. That relates to your balance sheet, which is 2 pages back on page 18. The biggest number here would be your unassigned fund balance. That's what you have available to fund operations month to month. So if you look at that in terms of your expenditures from your next period, that represents 10 months of expenditures, which is extremely healthy. Most cities will target about 4 months, so you're way ahead of the curve there. Your other major fund, as you know, is the water sewer fund. So if we go to page 25, so this is the activity statement. It's essentially your income statement for the year. More positive news here. Your operating income, which is the key driver here, is a positive $234,000. After all your non-operating income and expense, you have a very healthy net position of, increase rather, of $2.4 million, mostly driven by the grant income, as you can see there in the middle column. Looking at the previous page, it's the balance sheet for the water sewer fund. Again, here on the second part on page 23, so this is your unrestricted net position, which is equivalent to the equity position on the general fund. You've got $1.2 million. Again, if you convert that into months of expenditures for the next year's budget, that's 5.1 months of expenditures. Again, most cities will target their water sewer also at 25% or 4 months. So again, you're ahead there, which is a very healthy position to be in. Does anyone have any questions? I know y'all just got the reports recently, but overall, very positive. You're in a good position. You managed your general fund and your water sewer fund very well. Yes, sir.
Okay, on page 84,
Mm-hmm.
could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, finding number 1. Okay, so this is relating to your requirements for funding your interest and sinking on your bonds. I think it was, I don't have the amount in front of me, but it requires a monthly contribution to an interest and sinking fund account. So while the funds you do have, you hold them in your general operating, they just need to be segregated. So you do have sufficient amount to fund it, and I believe the plan here is to do a catch-up and be in compliance in fiscal year 26, which we're in now.
Okay, and according to this, I believe there was a plan for it on page 87, I guess, it describes it.
Yes, that's
Where-
the
where
corrective action plan.
Plan is, look, so it was kind of underfunded by about 443,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then the plan was, we put 75,000 in the account in December, and then quarterly going forward, 75 until March of 27. Correct?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
Is there any,
Is that something out of this, not no big deal, really? Yeah.
Well, I mean, the bond covenants want you to do this to ensure that you're funding it adequately and you can service the debt, meaning your principal and interest payments throughout the period.
Sure.
But in reality, if you've got the cash flow from your operations and it's just a matter of transferring it over into a separate account, I'd say it's lower on the risk end, but because it's a compliance element of that particular program, or in this case, a bond, we usually report that as a finding to bring to your attention so that it can be rectified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
any other questions or anything at this time before we take a motion?
Yeah, I got one.
Okay, yes, sir.
So I only got this book just a little bit ago, so I haven't really looked through that, but I was looking through the stuff in our packet,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just, probably easier to just walk over here and show you.
Sure.
But this 30% COLA, like I was looking through the retirement,
There's no motion in this, it's just questions.
Oh, yeah. Sure, this is,
And no action. Yeah, it's no action.
what he's referring to is on page 46. So this is your TMRS plan, your retirement.
Page 46?
Page 46.
Not in the green book, but in the, our
Oh.
agenda packet.
Yeah, agenda packet.
Oh, are they the same?
They should be the same.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll verify. Yes, so this note here, note H on page 46, starting on page 46, it's several pages long. This is your TMRS pension. So what he's referring to here is on the bottom of page 46. So these are the summary of the provisions for that plan. And these will update very infrequently, but the COLA here is for, on the pension side, on TMRS's side, to plan for adjustments that the city will make and ultimately flows into the payouts. So it doesn't really have a huge effect on the city's funding policy because you get those rate letters every year from TMRS that sets the rate so you're adequately funded. And the city will update that based on the city's portion that's listed and the employees portion rather. Excuse me. So yeah, that's exactly what that is. It's just to ensure the funding in the future years is accounted for with potential changes.
So you're looking at like, just assuming like a 30% COLA raise over 10, 20, 30 years. or
Yeah,
something
you're
like that,
looking
right?
so far out in the future, like TMRS is never going away.
Yeah.
So you can't really quantify its value or the impact of that at a specific point in time. So it's looking out over just the duration of its existence.
I figured there was some explanation like that, but then again, I'm looking at a 30% COLA raise, and I'm like.
Yeah, it does look
what?
pretty big if it had an impact
I
on,
mean,
on
I wish
1
I could
year.
get a 30% raise,
Right.
COLA raise, so.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you.
Sure.
Thanks, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, so this, they're going to take no action tonight because this item will be on our next month's agenda for council's approval. So thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming out and bringing this to us and explaining, answering our questions, sir.
Certainly, we appreciate it.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda, proposal for janitorial service. Council to discuss, consider, and probably take action on a bid submitted by Crystal Clean for janitorial service at City Hall and Police Department. I don't know if Oscar is here or anybody from Crystal Clear, if they want to speak. Is Oscar here or anything? No? Okay. All right, Lawrence, do you have something to say on this before we take a motion?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. So the facility has been in need of a cleaning group, and so I created a bid with job scope and all the other relevant information and put it on our city website. And I'd like to let the audience know anytime the city is seeking services or materials, we're going to put it up on our city website for bidding. So feel free to always look there or call us at City Hall so we can let you know what that is. We always want to buy local when we can, or at least get your bid. So this is the advertisement that I put in the paper. We ran it in the Waco, I think Herald it's called? Tribune? Yeah, I'm one, yeah. And so here's the scope of items that we were calling for to be done and to be done at the City Hall and Police Department facilities. We held the sealed bid opening here in council chambers on the 13th at 2 p.m. We only received one bid. This was the bid tabulation. Crystal Clean came in at $150 monthly for the single service, or $270 biweekly or twice a month. And that is again for 2 facilities. And bid documentation and their pamphlet and a contract. And I pass it back to you, Mayor.
Okay, all right. Do I have a motion to, oh, I'm sorry? Okay, Mr. McGruer? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Prater? Okay, is there any discussions on this at all, Mr. Wiggins?
Yeah. Just to make a notation, under their proposal for services bid form, they did put in there about 150, and then they put plus tax, and we know we don't pay tax, so I would like to, have a, what do you call that?
An exemption.
A secondary motion, or what was it?
That'd be subordinate motion.
Subordinate motion, yeah. A subordinate motion that we only pay $150 and $270 and no tax, because I don't want to, because this is his contract, and I don't want him coming back and saying, well, yours tax, y'all approved this contract, and it says tax.
Very true.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
because we're tax
So,
exempt, so we don't pay taxes.
So I don't know really the proper way here on the subordinate.
Okay.
Okay,
Somebody's got a second.
but we don't have to vote on the main motion first?
No. You want
Okay.
the subordinate.
Okay,
just re-
okay, so I'll make that as a subordinate motion,
Okay,
what I said there.
okay. All right, so we have a motion on the floor to accept the bid to submit by Crystal Clear for janitorial service at the City Hall and Police Department of $150 a month, or what is it,
On the bid tabulation, I have a,
$270
Yep.
twice a month with no taxes, because we do not, we're City Hall and we're tax exempt.
That's, point of order.
Point of order, yes, sir.
What you've got is 2 motions on the floor. You have a subordinate motion, which is the tax issue, okay? If the tax issue passes, as it was stated by Councilman Wiggins, then that's a moot point in the main motion. You're approving the
150 and 270, because
I just
you've
thought it-
already,
I thought it
on
killed
the
the
subordinate
first one.
motion.
Okay,
taken
all
away
right, so
the-
we're doing the one, just do that, go to that straight one, first one, not
I
the
don't
first one. I thought the first one died after we done this,
No.
different type of
Uh,
motion.
The subordinate motion, you amends essentially.
Well, it amends it, okay, all right.
And so,
Okay.
in this particular case,
We're just gonna add that no
we need a
taxes will be
second
paid.
for your subordinate motion.
Yeah, and then I'd like to have additional comment.
Discussions.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna,
I have a quick question.
okay, yes.
Wait,
Let's get this motion and second
Well, I
done
mean,
first.
can we,
We have
the
to have a
question
second.
relates to the motions, and it's a procedural
Okay,
question.
all right.
So can we vote on the tax thing, get that done, and then move on to the other motions, or do we
That's-
need to
that's
like
what
get
the
all the way down to the
supporting
bottom
motion
Yes,
of this
that's what we
process?
have to do.
Okay.
Okay, so.
It needs
uh,
a second.
So, yeah, I need a second on
I'll
the
second.
tax, okay? Mr. Richardson done that.
Okay, now
All right.
you need a second for.
Now I
Mr.
need a
Wiggins.
second for accepting the contract, I believe.
No,
that's
he
correct.
he
Already got the
seconded for
contract,
me.
now I need it for the tax.
Just-
So,
Justin did.
I have
Justin.
the motion,
Uh-huh.
so somebody has to
The
second my
second.
motion.
Yeah, second,
And
and
Richard
Prater
Prater
did.
did that, now we're into
Now,
discussion.
all,
If you are
now we can
confused,
have
I am
discussion.
too, so.
Yeah, only thing I would say is, according to our finances right now, with the janitorial services that we've already utilized, we have, a little over $3,100 left in our funds for this. And if we did the 270, we're looking at basically about 6 more months in our physical year. So, to me, I would say, let's do it twice a month. But, I mean, we're giving y'all the option, 150 or 270, but I would say twice a month myself. I mean, we've got the money, is all I'm saying,
Yeah.
in the
It needs
fund
to be-
itself.
And it
Point
needs to be done.
point of order, I would entertain that amendment to my motion to be the bi-monthly.
Yeah.
No, I amended it's my motion and I amended it,
And he amended
so
it.
I amended it.
Second for
Okay.
the
No,
amendment?
is that,
Okay.
well, no,
Okay.
So now we take a vote.
yes.
Okay, all in favor? Unanimous. Good, we got a cleaning service. Yes, ma'am.
Could everybody speak into the microphone?
Y'all allergic to them things?
Not me.
What we're hearing out here is wah, wah, wah.
That's what we're saying up here.
That's all that's going on, really.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Well, I
ma'am. I'm
apologize for
sorry.
that. We'll make sure everybody's into the mics. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
That was a great catch, by the way, that tax, but also that's an incredible price. Can I get her phone?
Yeah, really. I'm gonna use her at my house.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's a fabulous prize. Okay, number 18, proposal for building improvements and repairs. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly approve proposed improvements of the police department building in the amount not to exceed $12,000. And the presenter is Chief Dorsey. Chief, you want to talk on this right now, or you want to wait for the questions?
I'll go ahead, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you. So before you tonight are 3 different bids that we collected in reference to this project. Just to give you a little bit of background, the Bruceville-Eddy Police Department did solicit bids from 3 local contractors. We actually engaged with a total of 5, but we only received 3 bids, or 3 different contractors submitted bids. The other 2 did not. They were submitted for interior repairs and flooring improvements following prior building damage and ongoing facility upgrades. This project also supports the repurposing and expansion of space within the police department, because previously it was the old city hall, or formerly the city hall, which now is our police department. We've been there 3+ years, maybe closer to 4. So this project is also expanding on, upgrading the building and making changes to better accommodate our needs and also for growth as our department will continue to grow over time, especially with the expansions within the city. So a total of 3 contractors submitted bids for the project, and those are Home Improvement Services, Moreno Solutions Incorporated, and BK Construction and Roofing LLC. As far as the scope of work, as part of the project and after we had the water fountain mishap, the police department did remove the old stage and dais previously located in the former city council chambers. This room is now being repurposed to expand police department operations. Because that room is large, it's over 1,000 square feet just in that one room. So as far as the scope of work, as regards to the old council chambers, we are going to do some converting of that area. But as far as the scope of work goes, that'll be to finish out the walls where the stage and dais were removed, repairing and completing the unfinished wall sections, and then replacing the cove basin areas impacted by prior water damage, because all the cove base had to be removed to allow for the water remediation. And really that base, the cove base, is glue on, and it's really just a one-time use, because you can just tear it off, then you have to replace it.
Yes, sir.
All the carpet that was in that room was removed, and just due to the size and just the cost factor alone in that room, plus what we're going to be repurposing that room for, we decided just to, because the floors are just concrete underneath where the carpet was, so we opted to, or my recommendation would be just to keep the areas just the bare concrete for now, and then we could always change that later. As far as security and infrastructure improvements, we are part of the bid on all 3 contractors is to remove the non-functioning water fountain and properly capped plumbing. They're part of the bid, or one of the we engaged with all the contractors as far as some potential upgrades, as far as upgrading the or what used to be the city council room, those doors, to metal doors for enhanced security, and that's based off what we're repurposing that area for. Just a side note, we did let all the contractors know of our wishes to upgrade those doors to metal doors, a high security door, because right now they're just hollow wood interior doors. But just as a side note, there was just one contractor, Moreno Solutions. They included this upgrade in their bid, and that's included in the total price. With the other 2 contractors, that would be something we'd have to add on later at an additional cost.
Yes, sir.
As far as future improvements that are not included in this project, we would like to construct some type of wall or divider in that old council room to create or convert one room into 2. So the construction of a dividing wall to create 2 separate rooms, and then also at a future date, the installation of like a ventilation system that can be flipped on and off with the light switch. As far as the scope of project with the hallways, it's to install new wood plank flooring. Whenever we first moved into that building, the hallways were carpeted, and we left the carpet there for a while, but it was in bad shape just due to the high, it's just, that real thin, like commercial grade carpet. And so that was a very high traffic area back when it was City Hall, and so it was in poor condition, and every time I vacuumed it, I just created dust clouds. So we decided to go ahead and remove all that carpet, so right now it's just bare concrete. So in the hallways, it is to install wood floor planking, and then install wood base. Part of the hallway, or part of the areas in the hallway, had wood base already, and then the rest was the vinyl cove base, but this project will include installing wood base in all the hallway areas, so everything will be uniform and the same, and that way we don't have mixed matched, wood here, vinyl there type situation. As far as offices go, we expanded the project to remove carpet in 4 office spaces, which we're going to do. I'll do it on my off time, but we're going to pull out all the remaining carpet, which isn't the bulk of the carpet is already gone. This is just ripping the carpet out of the hall, or I'm sorry, out of the offices, and then installing the same wood flooring. And then also new cove base, and the cove base that's in there right now is for carpeted floors, so that's going to have to come out anyways. They're going to have to replace it due to being a different type of flooring. And then there are, after we get all this done, there will be 2 rooms remaining inside our building that are going to remain carpet for now, because we're primarily going to be using those areas for storage, and I just don't really see a need to expend, money on nice flooring when it's, just going to be used for storage and in areas that no one's really going to be in. And then once we get all of these improvements done, we will, and due to, us having more room now, we will be designating an office space as a dedicated interview room. So that'll be nice. As far as permitting goes, the city, it should be on the contractor, but I just put on here the city and/or contractor will obtain all required building permits prior to the work beginning. As far as the summary of bids, Home Improvement Services submitted a bid. I can read the amounts if y'all like me to.
It's okay.
But
That's okay.
I know on the original bid that they submitted, there was a tax line item in there, and so it included a taxable amount. I have since reached out to all these contractors, and I explained to them that the city is tax exempt and we're not going to be paying taxes. So some of the contractors are going to be getting, materials from like Home Depot, Lowe's, and we can set up, tax exempt project accounts where they can buy their materials under a tax exemption. As far as the Home Improvement Services bid, though, he did submit a revised bid, which I have with me, but he did that just 2 days ago. So the only change in the revised bid is that the cost of the flooring is taken out, and I was advised by them that the reason is they would need us or the city to engage with that supplier directly, purchase the flooring directly from them so we can get it tax exempt, and that will take out all of the tax. So that's the only stipulation with going with them is they would get all the other materials. We would just have to reach out, engage with the flooring vendor, and purchase it directly from them so we can be tax exempt. And then with Home Improvement Services, according to their bid, they offer a 2-year workmanship warranty. They require a 50% deposit. Moving on to Moreno Solutions, their bid did include the door upgrades that we're wanting, which would be a future project and expense with the other vendors. But their bid does include that upgrade that we're seeking. And then, I'm sorry, I'm trying to, some of my notes are, the one thing, going back to Home Improvement Solutions real quick, I'm sorry. The estimated start date for them was April 13th, 2026, and the estimated completion date, April 27th. And then back to Moreno, their bid does include the door upgrades. They estimated that the completion of work would take approximately 1 week and that they could start next week, or as soon as next week. They also require a 50% deposit. Moving on to BK.
Can I, point of order here?
Yes.
Is it absolutely necessary for us to go through the
Each
entire
bid.
contract?
Just whichever
Or can
one,
you
whichever bid
summarize
that
it?
you want to,
We
whichever
have
one
one.
you want
We
to
have one.
accept. Okay,
Okay.
all right,
All right, and then just real quick, I'm sorry.
because we're going on in 7 minutes already.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am. Funding for this project will be, I'm just trying to throw out stuff to
I understand,
answer
sir.
any questions. Funding for this project will be supported through insurance proceeds received from the Texas Municipal League or from that property claim, and then all remaining balance will be paid out of our building maintenance and repair budget
Yes, sir.
line item.
All right.
And
Okay,
that's it.
all right. Okay, do I have a motion for this? Okay.
And
do
then
I
I'll
have
just
a-
note real quick that I was just gonna leave,
Do I have,
as far as recommendations or choices on who to go with, I was just gonna leave it up to y'all's discretion.
do I have a second?
I'll second
Okay, all right.
discussion.
All right, now, is there any other, do we have any discussions, Mr. Wiggins?
Okay, on some of the, you went over this pretty thorough, but now, on some of these, two of them, it does not say anything about painting.
Oh,
and
yes, sir.
Doing.
I'm
doing
sorry,
the-
I wrote that in my notes, I just.
About doing the texture.
Yes, sir. I reached out and I have a note here on my last page. I reached out and clarified with all contractors that submitted bids will include the painting and texturing walls to match what's there existing. So even though it may not specifically state that in their bid, I did reach out to all of them by phone and I did clarify that the scope of work will include that.
Okay, one other thing, have we had work done, by the city with any of these before?
With the police department, no, sir. As far as the.
Well, I mean, as far as the city, has the
Yes.
contractor done work, any of these contractors done work for the city?
I believe Moreno has, yes, sir.
Yes, he has.
As far as the other two, I don't believe they have.
Right, and I know Mr. Moreno has done good work up here for the city, and he's right over there in the corner. If we need- But,
I
you know,
feel good. I feel good with any of these three. I feel like if you choose one of them, you'll be making a good choice.
Yeah, we have a second. We have a first and a second, so we're just taking discussion.
I'm good with Mr. Moreno.
Okay, okay. Mr. Richardson?
So Chief, do we have any pictures of anything you're describing so far as what we're gonna work on or anything? Did you take any pictures for the presentation or?
I was working on preparing that, but just for time's sake, I decided not to do like a PowerPoint presentation, but I do have some photos.
Okay. So you mentioned the insurance claim money. How much is in that fund? Like, you said the contract was gonna be paid from the insurance claim from the water leak from previously. How much money are we talking about right there?
I'm sorry, let me get that pulled up here.
I think we got it in an email. We probably do. I got so many emails to try to dig through.
Yeah, the emails that we got.
I think it was over 11,000.
I
Yes,
believe
sir.
that's correct, 11 something.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't need an exact number.
Yeah.
We got, the check that we received from them is $11,961.87. But out of that money, we did have to, expend some, because we had to cut a check back to Specialty Restoration. But we roughly, with the monies that we already had in there budgeted out of that line item, plus what we have remaining out of that check from insurance, the amount was slightly over 10,000. I don't have the exact dollar amount, but it was in like the 10,000. It was a little over $10,000.
So you're saying that with what you've been budgeted for building maintenance plus the check, it's around $10,000?
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, what are, you said the metal doors for what it's being repurposed for? What is it being repurposed for?
Without the wall being there, our hope is to expand our evidence room. So we'll be making that our evidence room. We won't need to utilize that entire room as such, but my plan moving forward is to have half of it as our dedicated evidence room and then, doing that ventilation system and everything to keep the smell out, so on and so forth. But once we put that wall up, my plan was to have like an evidence intake room and have everything in there, and then in the wall, just have like a drop box where you drop it in there and then it just goes straight into the evidence.
Okay.
But that's future.
Gotcha,
Okay.
thank you.
All right. Any other questions at this time? All right. Okay, we have a motion and we have a second. Do we have, may we take a vote? Now, all in favor of using?
Or hold on, we haven't discussed this
Oh,
one.
well, did y'all have anybody y'all wanted to use besides? Okay,
A picture of it, sorry.
that's okay.
Thank you.
There's what it looks like. That used to be the old council room.
And the areas that are unfinished was where that stage was, because we didn't know until we took everything out that the walls weren't finished all the way down, because it looks like that stage, you know, wasn't an afterthought. When they built the building, they had all that planned out, because it doesn't, you know, if the stage had been added afterwards, then, you know, the walls more than likely would have been finished all the way down.
Okay, all right. All right, did y'all have any of one of the bids that y'all liked, other than Wiggins?
I like Mr. Marino.
Mr. Marino?
Good with me.
Marino, okay, all in favor? Okay, all right, motion is accepted. The proposal for building improvements and repairs, improvements to the police department building in the amount not to exceed $12,000 will be awarded to Mr. Marino. Am I saying that right? Okay,
Can
all
I
right.
request we take a 5-minute break since we're out?
Yes, all right. Okay, all in favor of taking a 5-minute break? All right. Yes, recess? Mhm. All right, it is Get all back up here, please. Oh, and the administrator. Hook them up, head them out. Yeehaw. Get them going here. Oh. Okay, we got through with number 18, and we're moving right along. Next on the items on the agenda is Public Works purchase. Council to discuss, consider, and probably take action on approval for the purchase of an excavator in the amount of $11,350.20. And Gene, do you want to talk about that, or you want me to go ahead and try to get a motion started?
No, I want to reclassify that. It's not to buy an excavator. It's to get a jackhammer
It's
for the existing
Okay.
excavator
The
we
purchase
have.
for a jackhammer.
Yes. No, it's for water leaks.
To go
for
on
all
an
the
excavator.
Yeah, for all of our, we run into so many rocks and concrete. yeah.
Okay, can we change
Sewer
that,
tap.
or okay, we can change it. All right. Okay, so the council to discuss, consider, and probably take action on approval for the purchase of a jackhammer to go on an excavator in the amount of $1,350.20. Okay. $11,350.20.
Yes.
Okay, do I have a motion for this? Okay,
I'll
McGruer
second.
and Prater. All right, now, Gene, do you want to talk about this? You want us to, we got the information in front of us?
If anybody has any questions, I'll answer them the best I
Okay,
can.
does anyone have any questions or comments for Gene on this? It's something that we have to have because, I mean, we don't have to have it,
Oh, no, you don't
but
have
we,
We're
trust
gonna
me,
need
we're in desperate need of it.
I call for the question.
Yes, sir.
I call for the question.
You
That
call
means
for
a
the
vote.
question? Okay, all right, all in favor? Unanimous, okay, you got it, Gene. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna skip 20 for the moment and go to 21. Okay, fire hydrant, Melissa Street, council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on approval of an installation of a fire hydrant on Melissa Street. And Mr. Richardson was the requester, and he has excused himself from taking a vote or making a motion because it, something that he lives on Melissa Street.
But I would like to
So-
introduce it, Mayor.
Huh?
I would like to introduce it.
Yes, sir. I'm going to let you talk about that, but I just want to let them know that it's not going to be conflict of interest because you have signed out. Okay, yes, Mr. Richardson.
Okay, so I just asked Dorsey about pictures, and apparently I'm a hypocrite because I didn't prepare any pictures or anything for anybody. But, so we had a small grass fire on Melissa Street, and one of my neighbors came to me, he's like, hey, there's no hydrant on this street. He's like, Ashley Street has one, there's no hydrant on Melissa. So I went to Lawrence, and I talked to Lawrence and Gene, I was like, hey, I told my neighbor I'd look into it. But I went to Lawrence and Gene, I was like, hey, can we look into whether it's feasible to have a hydrant there? Turns out we have an extra hydrant from the old Bethany project that Gene was going to use to replace a hydrant out in the water district. The hydrant works, but it doesn't work. He wanted to replace it because it's a little difficult to use. I asked him to consider instead, and I asked Gene and Lawrence, so far as the city, is there any place more deserving of this hydrant than Melissa Street? And they looked at the GIS map, and Gene talked to Gene, and basically there's no other place in the city limits that has the infrastructure, those 6-inch water main, all that, to support a hydrant. So I said to go and put it on the agenda and consider it, since it's the street I live on, and actually if you look at where it's flagged, it's like right across from my house. I went ahead and filled out the, I don't think I'm legally required to, but I filled out the conflict of interest form. I'm gonna be recusing myself from both the discussion and the voting, and I'll be actually stepping back there, just y'all come get me when y'all are ready.
Okay, yes, sir. You can stay. We'll talk about you to your face as we will behind you. Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we
Okay.
approve as read.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. All right, now we got discussion. Anybody have discussion on that? Mr. Wiggins?
Okay, you know, I want, okay, Gene's here. I wonder when they had that grass fire, did they call the fire department?
Yes,
Yes.
And the fire department went out there?
The fire department went out there and
And-
they had it out with their water hoses when the fire trucks got there.
Yeah.
Okay.
The neighbors, I think, the neighbors there were over
Yes.
there, came running when the kids started screaming and they started putting it out, and then the fire.
Right.
Gotta
right.
find out.
I mean, when the fire truck goes out, how much water do you have on there? I mean, you keep it full of water.
The engine is 750 gallons of water.
Okay.
And
okay.
the grass trucks are 300 to 500 gallons. And at the time that this happened, our tender was out of service. It wouldn't
what?
run. Our tanker,
Oh,
and it's got 4,000 gallons of water, but it was out of service at that time.
right. So y'all take the tanker, utilize it to fill the trucks up when they run out. If you go
Correct.
out somewhere in the country where there's no fire hydrant
Correct.
readily accessible.
Yes.
Okay. Now there is a fire hydrant. I'll say right across, basically from the mayor's house.
Correct.
And there's 2 fire hydrants, which is, I'll say, you go maybe 1/10 of a mile from that fire hydrant, and then you turn down Melissa.
So from that fire hydrant to the intersection of Melissa and Mackey Ranch is 557 feet.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, about 1/10 of a mile.
Correct.
And then back on, what's the next street? Is it Ashley?
Ashley,
Okay, there's 2 fire hydrants
Correct.
actually on that street. And then, according to your figures here, I mean, not counting the fire hydrant itself, it's a little over $2,500 to put it in, right? That's
correct.
the cheapest one.
Correct.
There's, looks like there's 2 big, where's that second one from?
That's Core and Main. That's.
Oh, that's Core and Main?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it didn't say that on there, so I didn't know. My only, concern here is, obviously, we don't have fire hydrants on every street in Bruceville-Eddy. And it's very important, but are we setting a precedent here where, we requested a fire hydrant on this, and if we do this, then somebody comes in and say, me too, I want
Well-
a fire hydrant, because it reduces the insurance rates on the houses if they're within so many feet of a fire hydrant. So that's one of my big concerns
Any-
is,
Kids in it.
Any of these streets,
Could've burnt the
because
house
I've looked
down,
at
there's
them,
kids in it.
and Johnny can attest to it. If they don't have a 6-inch main on it, I can't put a fire
no,
hydrant on it.
I
So
understand, but,
most of them with the 6-inch mains do have fire hydrants on them.
yeah, but there might not be all of them, but, yeah, that's the one across from the mayor's, right there.
On the
Yeah,
corner.
like I said, and this, so to me, it's like, okay, we got a fire down Melissa, well, we got access right there, and it ain't 1/10 of a mile down there where you turn. There's 750 gallons going out there. So I'm just worried about other places, within the city that has 6-inch mains that does not have fire hydrants. Are they gonna want one? And then if so, because what did you tell me earlier, a fire hydrant, just a fire hydrant itself is
Yes.
roughly around 3,800?
2850,
Okay,
and, because I called today and got a price.
okay.
But all of the streets with the 6-inch mains on it have fire hydrants on them,
Okay. All the,
except that one. I don't know why. And it kind of slipped me when they built the duplexes. Me and Kent should have enforced and had them put one in at that time, but it got biased.
okay.
I got 3.
And this is kind of different here, but, talk about the, I don't even know if we covered this, but that new housing over here at Eagle Prairie, will, they should have fire hydrant, because they'll probably have at least 6-inch mains over
Yes.
there.
Yes.
But do we have to furnish those, or do they? I
No,
don't
the
know.
developer and the contractor will furnish those. It'll be required in there,
They will?
yes.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
that's all.
Okay,
Thank you.
we have, Mr. Prater?
Yeah, Gene, what size hose would y'all come, if y'all had to use that one over there on Mackey Ranch?
Which is
What size
1,300 foot,
hose?
you said, from, to half.
Well, we would just hook up to it with a 3-inch and pump into the truck and fill the truck
And then have
go
to drive the
back.
truck down there?
Correct,
Okay, but if you put one down on Melissa, we could hook right to the,
correct, and get to both ends. Now,
get it both.
where we have located to put it, it seems weird, but it's across the street from Mr. Richardson's house. But the two houses closer to the Mackey Ranch, he didn't want it really in his front yard. He said, yeah, you can put it on the property line. And so we talked to the lady here, and there's a gap between her and her neighbor. She said, I don't mind if y'all put it there. And, no big deal.
Yeah, I went and looked at it, and it looks like you could probably use that for a fire over on, Ashley also.
Well, that, or if, Thomas has a fire back there or something,
Yeah,
it's pretty much midways of the road.
yeah.
Okay, all right, Ms. McLaughlin?
Ms. McLaughlin.
Ms. McGruer?
Danielle McGruer, 215
I'm
Hungry
sorry.
Hill. As you guys improve lines throughout the city, do you require fire hydrants being part of those improvements?
If the line gets upgraded.
To the 6-inch?
Correct. And that's why, even with the duplexes being built,
It should have been there.
we should have enforced it and made them put one in. Because I know when your mom and them built their house, they had to put a hydrant across the street when there was one at the other corner. And that just slipped by us on that one.
All right. Graham, you had a question?
Yeah, now, I understand there's already 1 or 2 hydrants on Alyssa.
There's none on Melissa. There's 2 on Ashley, the street over.
The one street over?
Correct.
Okay. And there are none on
Melissa.
Melissa,
Melissa?
correct.
Okay, so I mean, it's reasonable, you got 2 on this next street over, it's reasonable to put at least 1 on Melissa, because they don't even have one.
Right.
No.
Okay, the other thing is, I'm looking at this, and you've got a huge wide open field. I'm telling you, if you get a fire in that wide open field, you're not gonna have time to run trucks back and forth to a hydrant to fill them up. You're gonna have to take and get water there as quick as you can. You got 2 hookups. You got one there and one over there by Third and Fourth. Okay, so you'll be able to pull into a field like that before it becomes a wildfire and takes out all those houses.
Yep. True. Yeah, and that's why I keep that part mowed real short on my part. I sow the other part and I gripe at them all the time to make sure they get it mowed, because it's another thing. Yes, sir, Mr. Wiggins.
Okay, I just want to clarify that I'm not against putting it on there. My only concern is, like I said, somebody else coming up and saying, hey, me too, we need one too. And that, we'd feel like we'd need to do that, because if we do it here,
Yeah.
that was it.
My recommendation is that we would do it
Yeah.
because those children that were there that that grass caught on fire, if it had been just a 2 more foot over, it would have burnt the houses down. Yeah, it would have burnt houses down.
I'd like to say,
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I have a question on the floor. Do you want to?
Sure.
Yes, sir? Oh. Did I take too long? No. I'm just joking.
Count-
Ask for point of order.
Point of order? Okay. We're going to stop that discussion, so we're going to take a vote. We're going to take a vote. We have a second, and we have a motion and a second. All in favor of putting a hydrant over? Okay, there it goes. It is passed. Thank y'all very much. Thank you, Mr. McGruer, for doing that. Okay, now we're going to go back to 20. Change order. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action to approve a change order with SJ&J Construction in the amount of $43,575, and that is on our lift station. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, that's
Okay.
correct.
All right, Lawrence, you want to take this one?
Yes, ma'am, thank you. So this is a change order number 3 for our sewer project. It's for $43,575. The work includes tying in the 4 lift stations' discharge piping into the force mains that BlackRock installed at each of the lift stations. This will be performed by Sky Blue Utilities underneath SJ&S Construction contract. So SJ&S will be the primary contractor on this particular item and contract, and Sky Blue, who is a separate primary on a separate project, will be their sub for this portion. So, should any related service issues occur during the warranty period, it will be under the lift station contract with SJ&S. Basically, I wanted to know why this wasn't already a bidded item up front, and Tabor informed me that they were unclear which contractor would be finished first, because we have a sewer contractor with mains who's actually getting out of here just about now, getting pretty close. And we have lift stations that were installed. So the thought was, at least how they bid this was, let's see who finishes up first, so we're not holding someone up. So that's
Yeah.
where we're at.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, now, we have any discussions? No discussions? Okay, all in favor? Unanimous. Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. Okay, now we're moving, we're just good. I tell you, we're just moving right along, I tell you. All right. We're getting almost to Mr. Prater's one. Okay. McLennan County Rural Transit Board of Directors. Council to discuss, consider, and probably take action to approve Resolution R-03-26261, selecting an elected official of the city as the city's nominees for service as a member of the governing body of the McLennan County Rural Transit District, Place 5 District, Precinct 1 Region. Do we have anybody that wants to volunteer to do this? Mr. Wiggins?
Oh, let me see here.
You want
I'd like, no, I don't want to do it. I would like to see, is put more on his plate, but I'd like to see if Lawrence would like to do it.
I appreciate that. I'm looking at the resolution, and thank you, sir, for that nomination. But I'm kind of wondering myself, if we look at the resolution, I have it up. It says, city has been requested to nominate a member of its governing body to be considered to become a member of this McLennan County Rural Transit District. I called them today to ask who was a current person in his position, and they said his name is Jason Blanket from Lorena. But I should have asked if it could have been someone else, not council, and I didn't. My apologies. But the way it reads, it looks like that's what they're wanting, I guess.
It's
And
elected official.
Yeah.
It says elected official, so that would be.
Yeah, right.
But thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, no action on us for to take this, we'll just send it back to them?
Well, I mean, I believe Mr. Richardson had his.
Okay, Mr. Richardson,
I mean, if we need a council member to go to this, I'll volunteer as tribute.
you'll volunteer it, okay?
Okay.
Nobody even, thank you, at least one chuckle.
No, that'd be great. No.
Okay, thank you. Just
Okay.
as long as somebody got the
All right.
reference, that's all.
Do I have a motion to approve Resolution R-03-26-261, selected Councilman Richardson as an elected official of the city, as the city nominee for service as a member of the governing body of the McLennan County Rural Transit District, Place 5 Director, Precinct 1 Region?
I'll move it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I'll
Okay,
second.
Prater? All in favor? Congratulations. All right,
I mean,
all right.
I may learn something, who knows?
All right, the next item on the agenda is 911 Board of Directors. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on nomination to the McLennan County 911 Emergency Assistant Director Board of Manager. Lawrence, you want to talk about that one?
Yes, ma'am, thank
Okay.
you. So this one is pretty similar. It says alternating McLennan 911 Emergency Assistant Director Board of Managers are appointed to a 2-year term. Right now, they have Ryan Holt and James Delvin. I know Ryan's the new city manager, Waco. I heard that James also is with Waco. I'm not sure, though. These representatives are appointed. They have expressed desire to continue, and if your city would like to nominate one of the above or a different, then we can take those nominations, and then they'll get back with us.
All right. All right, do I have a motion to accept those two guys that were on it?
I'll move to accept Mr. Holt and Mr. Devlin.
I'll
Okay.
second.
All right, and you second it? Okay, all right. Do we have any more discussion on it? None at this time. Do we, all in favor? Okay, everybody, okay, good. All right, 24, 24, we will not be considering items number 24 tonight. It may be, brought back at a further meeting, so
Miss-
we're moving right along.
Miss Point order.
Oh.
Would it be okay if we just discussed it? I know we're gonna move, I know we're not gonna ready to do anything solid, but I thought maybe if we discussed a few items,
Okay,
I mean, points, and then
Okay.
the chief could take that in
yeah,
consideration.
because there's no, I can give you 3 minutes on that.
Okay.
Point of order? Okay, you want to stop it then,
If you're gonna
okay?
do a discussion on it,
It
it has to
needs-
be a motion and a
Okay,
second.
all right. We don't
Okay.
have a motion or a second, so we're
So
not
I'll
doing it.
make a motion.
Well,
I'll make a motion
But the,
on the peddler ordinance.
okay, well.
In order to have discussion.
Okay.
Just because we make a motion that don't, in a second, don't mean that it'll
Right.
get passed.
But it was, the person that put this on the agenda
Oh,
said that we will
Oh.
not be considering this item tonight, that we are gonna be
Okay.
brought back to a
Mayor,
different.
can I say something?
Yes, sir?
Okay, so, yeah, that's a good suggestion. What I wanted to offer, Chief's plan was to, he wrote you guys all a letter
Mhm.
and printed this ordinance off to you guys, and he was gonna hand them off to y'all on the way out the door. He didn't want to set it on your desk just now so you didn't have a bunch of clutter, because we already have
Yeah.
so much stuff.
He's gonna give it to you.
But Chief's plan was to let you guys review it on your own and then get back with him. It's pretty much how his letter reads.
Yeah,
oh,
so we're not
So
accepting.
I
so we're
withdraw
not
the
doing
motion.
anything.
Oh, you made the,
There's no can't do a motion on something
You have
that
to
somebody,
withdraw it. You put
yeah,
it
he
out.
withdrew, yeah, he
Yeah.
withdrew. So there's
Didn't
no
get a
motion on
second.
number 24.
didn't get a second.
then it fails.
Yeah.
It failed.
So
Okay, thank you, chief.
Okay.
Okay, number 25, truck route ordinance. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on approval of ordinance O-03-26264 regarding truck route. Chief Dorsey, you want to talk on this, or you want to wait till after a motion?
I can talk on it, ma'am.
Okay, you got a few minutes there, sir.
Okay, thank you. I just want to start with saying that I was presenting for your consideration a proposed ordinance establishing designated truck routes within the city of Bruceville-Eddy. As you're aware, our city is intersected by major transportation corridors, including I-35, FM 107, and Highway 7. With ongoing growth and increased commercial traffic, we've seen a rise in heavy truck traffic traveling through residential areas. This is especially true whenever the interstate shut down for whatever reason, a crash, or, there's numerous reasons as to why. Currently, the city does not have a formal ordinance designating approved truck routes. Potential issues that this could create is trucks traveling through residential streets, increased wear and damage to local roadways, safety concerns for residents, pedestrians, and school zones, and limited enforcement options for our officers. As far as the purpose of this ordinance is to establish a clear and enforceable truck route that improves public safety, protects our infrastructure, and ensures efficient movement of commercial traffic through our city. As far as designating the truck routes, the ordinance identifies I-35 as a primary north to south route with FM 107 and Highway 7 serving as east to west routes. As far as the frontage road goes, they're limited to local access and deliveries through truck traffic, or though truck traffic is expected to remain on the main lanes. As far as restricted areas, all other city streets are considered restricted and trucks are prohibited from using them unless they are making a delivery, pickup, or accessing a lawful destination. As far as the routing requirement, truck operators must use the nearest practical designated route when traveling within the city. As far as signage, the city could install appropriate signage. And then enforcement will only occur where proper signage is in place and/or barricades. I think the ordinance does include the talking about placement of barricades, setting up barricades. As far as enforcement and penalties, this ordinance will be enforced by the police department. Violations will be considered Class C misdemeanor with fines up to $500. As far as benefits of the ordinance, it would give clear guidance for truck drivers, a defined enforcement tool for our officers. It will, the hope is to reduce heavy truck traffic in residential areas and long-term protection for our streets and infrastructure. There will be an initial cost associated with signage and barricades or blockades. However, this could be offset by reduced roadway maintenance and infrastructure damage over time. As far as some, frequently asked questions, how will truck drivers know where to go? The city will install proper signage in compliance with state standards to clearly mark routes and restrictions. Can truck drivers still make deliveries in neighborhoods? Yes, trucks are allowed on restricted streets for deliveries, pickups, and lawful access. How could this be enforced? And officers can enforce violations when trucks are operating outside designated routes without a valid reason. And is this ordinance common in other cities? Yes, this is a standard practice used by municipalities to manage truck traffic and protect residential areas.
Okay.
And there are, I didn't rewrite, I didn't reinvent the wheel on this ordinance. I did, do some research online, looked at other cities, local cities, looked at their ordinances, and just kind of crafted it tailored to our city.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, do I have a motion?
I'll move.
Okay, McGruer,
I'll move.
you move.
I'll
Second,
I'll second.
Prater. Okay, do we have any further discussions?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Wiggins. Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries, Mr. Wiggins has hands up just like I do.
Okay, I was
Okay.
looking for hands, apologize.
Okay, the issue that I have is, under the definitions, under a truck, you say any motor vehicle with a gross vehicle weight rating exceeding 10,000 pounds. Now, you think about that, and I looked this up, and it talks about are generally, or class 3 to 6, or vehicles which are generally heavy-duty pickups, chassis cabs, or commercial vehicles designed for highway towing and payload capacity. Common models include F-250, Ford 250, 350, Ram 2500, 3500, Chevrolet Silverados. We're saying you have a one-ton pickup, you can't ride down any residential streets because you're in violation. That's what the ordinance says. It says trucks are not to go down, trucks are prohibited from operating on residential streets. So we have to keep in mind, I think we need to reconsider the definition of truck. Keep in mind that our trash trucks, school buses, semi-trucks delivering to our schools and city businesses. I've seen some, like the dollar store, for example. They drive down Franklin, back in there. I've seen on Market Street just the other day delivering to Eagles Landing. Not to mention the Eddy Ballpark, where we may have to travel to, and that'll restrict our own city trucks. We have city trucks that fall on this guideline. So I think we need we need to have this discussion and come back with a revised
I think the
definition.
easiest way to fix that would be maybe to take
Change
the
the
weight
weight.
out and just do actual number.
Yeah, and
Axles.
I'm not sure, I'm just saying that I don't want to restrict
Right.
one-ton pickups, because that's a lot in this town, and people, people hauling cattle, or hauling their horses and pulling a trailer in a big pit. We have that all over. That's part of Eddy.
Another way I think we could fix it is, I know it may be, the definition could be a little confusing, but I think what it's really primarily set out for is, because it says any motor vehicle including a truck, tractor, trailer, or combination therefore having a gross vehicle weight rating exceeding 10,000 pounds. So I think it's really geared towards
Tractor,
those
trailer.
type of vehicles, the truck, tractor, or trailer, or the combination of the truck, tractor, and trailer.
That's not your definition.
But
Yeah.
if it's rating that, like I said, when I Googled this, I Googled about the gross vehicle weight rating over 10,000. And all that, what I read you, is what it came up with. So
I think if we took out any motor vehicle and left like what you have in there about the truck, trailer, I think that would, because like Ricky said, language is important. And if you have
Yes,
any, motor vehicle,
Right.
that would include the trucks, that normally travel on the road. But if we took the any motor vehicle out and just left,
Truck and trailer and truck.
semi-truck trailers. And also just, another question about it, what about like owner-operators that drive home and, there's a few I know of that live around, I don't know if they're in the city limits or not, but a lot of truck drivers will take their trucks home and they would be on residential streets,
To get home, yeah.
I
To
think
get home.
That'd be covered under the access to a lawful destination. If they're going to their house, that's a lawful destination. That would cover that part of that.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yes, ma'am, you was first and then him. Yes, ma'am, you have to tell us who you are. Yes, ma'am, thank you.
I would do the exact same thing, so.
My name is Diana Richardson. Does that include travel trailers? Like a truck pulling a travel trailer?
Under this definition, I think it would.
Yeah,
I
so,
haven't-
Yeah.
To answer your question, ma'am, I think maybe if we change that to commercial motor vehicle, because the transportation code has a very clear definition of what is considered a commercial motor vehicle, I think that would get us around all the, like Mr. Williams was saying, the
We can
F-250s,
just table this. and
travel
have- bring it
trailer and
back.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. Those are not
We just-
CMVs under
yeah.
the transportation code, so we look
Right.
at that definition.
So why don't we table this and to bring it back at a different time, when we get some more discussion? Okay, no, Mr. Gert, you have a question? I want your question too.
Hello, John McGrewer, 215 Hungry Hill. As far as the question about people that live, owner-operators that live down a road, how would this ordinance or law affect if technically they don't live in city limits, but they drive through the city limits? My example would be, I don't know the person's name, but there is a 18-wheeler person that's a cattle owner that drives down my road pretty much every day. He does not live in the city limits because he lives halfway in the middle of Hungry Hill, but he does drive on our side of the road.
Yeah, that's
So-
what we're trying to stop.
Yeah.
No, no,
Okay. Yes, ma'am, you had your hand up.
My husband was a truck driver for 45 years. He retired from Sherwin-Williams. And every place that we lived, the city had a truck route ordinance. He never could bring his truck home. So what he did, there were always truck stops nearby, which we now have. And he would park his truck at the truck stop, because you can park your truck and you can leave it for any amount of time. And if they're home for 2 or 3 days, which is usually about all they're home for, and if he got home in the middle of the night, he would sleep in the truck until the next morning, and when I dropped the kids off at school, I'd go pick him up. And because most cities do not want heavy trucks regularly going down their city streets. It tears up the city streets. And so we lived like that for many years, and it wasn't that hard to do. So I really don't think we should allow any trucks, this feels like it's going to fall, any tractor trucks on our city streets. There is a way. I mean, we have a truck stop. It's a very nice truck stop, as a matter of fact.
Okay, Mr. McGurr and Mr. Regan.
Okay.
Have questions.
One of the concerns that we have with the ordinance here is if you take a semi and you're going down 4th Avenue, you're going to tear up not only 4th Avenue, but you're going to tear up some yards, especially if you try to turn an 18-wheeler from 4th Avenue to any one of the streets along there, okay? So you need an ordinance that says these trucks can't leave the main thoroughfares, okay? 107, the frontage road, things like that. Otherwise, you're going to be repairing your roads on a very, very frequent basis.
True.
What Mr. McGruer there is saying is you've got trucks going down his street. You got a cattle truck down there. Yes, it is an F-350. And he's got probably 22,000 pounds of cattle in a trailer pulling behind him, okay? And that's tearing up that road down there. That's part of what's wrong with Hungry Hill right now, is they're coming down there and they're going down those streets. And that's a weight-restricted road, okay? It's 22,000 pounds. And if you change that to 22,000 pounds, you would let people with the RVs and things like that. Like my RV, I can't drive down that road. My RV is well over 22,000 pounds, okay? Which is fine with me if I'm gonna be riding my RV down there, because I'm gonna take up the whole road going down there anyway. So I think that maybe we could look at the weight restriction and raise it up to maybe like what it says on Hungry Hill. And that would be a simple change.
Mr. Wiggins, you were
Okay.
next.
Again, I don't want to restrict. We might have to have some exceptions. You know, obviously, I don't want to tie somebody that drives a 250 or 350, you can't drive down our streets, because that's a lot of people. That's not right. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not. But also, we could change it to where we just say semi-trailer trucks. Well, if it did that, how are the deliveries to the dollar store going to get done? That's an 18-wheeler. They pull right down Franklin. They have a heck of a time backing in there. And or they go to school and deliver. We're going to have some exceptions, I see, that for at least a business, where they would have, okay. Anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Okay, we had a citizen.
Rick Edmiston. Okay, on Hungry Hill turns into County Road 437, so you could restrict the trucks on Hungry Hill, and they could go out the other end and dump out on Highway 7 off of 437. And if you want to look at how 18-wheelers tear up roads, go look at 107 right here in town. You see how it's walled out all the lanes where they drive every day. And guess who has to fix that? But getting TxDOT to do something is like getting God to move, you know?
Yeah, okay. I can take a couple more questions before we move on, because since we're not gonna make a motion on this tonight, or vote, okay, yes, ma'am.
What about if somebody buys a mobile home and they're delivering a mobile home?
Well,
That cover, under
yeah,
this, it would cover.
there you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Good example.
Okay, all right, one more question.
Well, I got a few things actually, but, so far as kind of what Mr. Wiggins was saying and Ms. Richardson was saying, that's kind of covered under the wording here, access for direct delivery or pickup, access to a lawful destination. He's kind of accounted for that.
Yep.
Kind of my concern with the wording over this though, is the big complaint, biggest issue we have is Hungry Hill. It's gotten torn up by these trucks. It's gotten torn up from mainly cattle trucks and fertilizer trucks. And we need to look at this wording on these additional provisions on this page, because under these, direct delivery or pickup, access to a lawful destination, Thigpen and Helena would be able to drive up and down our roads with this ordinance. So, I mean, we need to definitely go moving forward on this ordinance, and I'm for getting the ordinance. But moving forward, we definitely need to look at closing up those loopholes.
Revise it, okay.
Yeah.
And that's my last question for on that, but, I mean, I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to, and because the citizens was wanting this, and you're trying to get this done, but we just need to table this at this time and just revise it and maybe send it, and go from there and for another day or something. Yes, Chief?
Thank you, ma'am. And I appreciate everybody's feedback. I know, the first time around, the ordinance, it's, a small chance it's going to be perfect the first time around. And so I appreciate everyone's feedback, and I take all that to heart and
Yes, sir.
Consideration. But in that packet I gave y'all earlier, it has the printout of the other ordinance that got tabled. But I just wanted to ask real quick, with this ordinance, since there does need to, and I certainly agree with everything that's said, that there needs to be some adjustments and some things that fix, so it's 100% tailored for us. I can run copies of this real quick and then include that in y'all's packet, because what I was hoping with the other ordinance for y'all to look at that's in that packet is for the council members to take it home, to look at it, to mark on it, to make suggestions, revisions, and then get that back to me so I can redraft or revise the ordinance. So I can make copies of this one.
Yeah, you can use the
and give that to y'all, so that way y'all can include that and take that home and revise it as you see necessary. That way you can get back to me and I can draft a new ordinance and then bring it back at a later time.
Okay. Yes, sir, that'd be fine. If you want to go make some copies, we'll go ahead and go on to the next item, and then we'll get that. You can use our
Okay, ma'am. Thank
copy
you.
machine in the office in the water department.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. 26, city website, council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action to solicit bids for the city and Economic Development Corporation website hosting. Richard Prater, you want to start on this? You want to get an action first? You want to explain it?
I'll just explain it.
Okay.
What it is I went back and listened to the EDC meeting, and just to see if I could tell what people was wanting and stuff. And it come up in there, and Mr. Wiggins said it was easy to navigate. I've never tried to navigate it, so I tried. And I'm taking mine, I'm a low-neck redneck. I'm a low-tech redneck. So I went on and I Googled it, and when it come up, the first two things were our old city website, which it still had Mr. Bass as the mayor, and the city council meeting room was still in the police department. So if you never Googled it and popped up on your phone, that's the first two that show up, or the unofficials. And then the third one is the official, so I clicked on it, and there was 3 things on there, and 2 of them were from 2025 and 1 thing from 2026. And then I went up and hit the 3 bars up on top, and then it's just this little line of black letters over there, that black words over there that tells you this is what you do here, here. And every time I've come in, I sat and talked with Janie. And every time I'm in there, somebody calls and wants to know how to pay their water bill online. And the first words out of her mouth is, are you trying to pay it on a cell phone, or are you trying to pay it on your computer? because there's two different, if you're trying to pay it
Places.
on a computer and use a cell phone app, it don't work, or vice versa. And so I asked her how many calls like that she gets a day, and on average, it's about 3. So most definitely not easy to navigate, I don't think. And the EDC said they would be willing to pay for this. So I think we ought to give them the chance to redo our website to where it's more user-friendly. And Renee showed me one out of Beverly Hills, and I could probably actually use that one. Yeah, so I just had it put on the agenda. I'd like to redo it and so it'd look better and easier to operate and maybe easier to pay a bill too on there. But that's why I brought it to the agenda.
All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to
Okay.
proceed with that.
All right,
I'll second it.
okay, now we can have further discussions. Mr. Wiggins?
Okay, there's no doubt about it that some of them items need to be updated. You know, we've still got stuff on there. If you look at the community events, I mean, it's still showing stuff that's old and some, it needs some work done on it. That part does. Now, as far as navigating it, you know, I don't have no problem navigating it. It's just some of the items on there needs to be updated, and I'm not sure who's in charge of that. Who does that updating?
We have no idea.
That's a good question.
It used,
have no
Kent
idea.
was here, he
Do
said
you
he was in
know,
charge.
Miss Janie, do you know, because you've been here longer?
We've never had it,
Oh,
And I got a
Can't-
crash course in it, so I do, some with agendas and
yeah.
council members,
I can
things
answer
like
Because
that.
if y'all can look up here, right now, this is the website that you bring up when you're looking at Bruceville-Eddy. And maybe if we change that yucky yellow
yes, ma'am.
color there,
Yes, ma'am.
and maybe brought those letters up higher, because people looked at that, and they're gonna have to go, now what does that say? Where do I go? And it's hard to see the little white writing. In most of your websites have icons like, billing, water, court. They have little icons, and it has it under, and you click it, it tells you where to go and how to use it. Okay, Mr. Richardson?
All right, so, so far as to answer Mr. Wiggins' question, when I first got on the council, I spoke to Ken about the website, and he said he tried to maintain it, tried to keep it up to date, but with the sewer and everything else, he just simply didn't have the time. So I think that's kind of where we used to be on it. So
Okay.
far as the navigating of the website, I agree with Mr. Prater. I've had issues navigating it from my laptop, like I was trying to find the open records request form, and I actually did call up to the city and be like, hey, I know this is here somewhere, where is it? So I share those concerns, and if the EDC wants to pay for it and wants to do it out of their funding, I mean, I see no problem with that.
All right, Mr. Prater?
Has anybody ever Googled our website in here? Who hasn't? Can you get on your phone and Google and see what pops up?
What are you on the Google? Here, let's do it right
Yeah,
here. We'll
Bru-
Google it right
have-
here.
Have you ever Googled it though?
We'll put it, I haven't. We're gonna Google it right now.
But if you Googled it before, then the real one pops up. But if you've never Googled it before, the first two are unofficial websites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that link.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah, they
done it.
automatically go to the .org.
Oh, yeah.
Does it say .org or?
It says Bruceville-Eddy-Eddy.us.
Okay, that's our real site.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, okay, yes,
You can pay a fee every month if you want to make yours pop up as the #1 choice, if that's an option for the city.
okay, all right. Okay, Lawrence?
Just give a little bit more detail. So someone got me the contract for it. Maybe it was Renee. I guess it was someone through Extraco, right? And says we're paying $55 a month. I was really surprised by that. I'm like, that is super low. But basically, we don't really have any services with this. It's just kind of a site that's up there.
Yeah. What you see is what you get.
Like whenever we need to make changes, I remember when I first got here, going to Renee, well, how do we do this? I'm used to every city I'm at, previous. We would make a phone call to the host, the server, and say, you know, here's the things that we want. Amended changes, we want to make a new, you know, page, or we want to update information, and they would just do it, you know, pretty quickly. But I found out Renee's like, well, okay, I got to do it herself. So she would log on, and I was impressed. She knows how to jack with it, but it's a lot of jacking. But so she also did pull another vendor's contract just for some comparisons, and you know the other ones that are out there, and this is just one that she pulled, and we can look at others if that's the way we want to go. But I mean, there are people out there for $6,500, and then like some annual fees on top of that, around $2,000. I know that's what's out there. That's what you get into roughly. And again, this is just a random one. No one's did any bids or really did any research. It's just the only thing that I can find today. But whenever you get into stuff like that, is whenever you have what they call, and this is just an example contract, it's hands-free content management service. Our expert teams handle all websites, content updates, and directives, providing 50 hours of labor per year, tracked in increments of 15 minutes. This includes managing files, changing page content, switching marquee contact. It says you get benefits or reclaim your staff time, free your staff to focus on core governmental functions, and then guaranteed accuracy and timelines. We ensure critical information, directories, election details, budgets, and similar are always current. So that's kind of the difference is, you know, whether you're paying for an actual provider to provide those services, and I don't think we had that in place. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay. All right. Any other discussions on this? Yes, ma'am.
That was going to be, my question is, if the EDC wants to pay for it, you know, do they want to pay for that kind of service?
Yearly.
Otherwise, are we back to the same old thing that we got now, where somebody, one of you guys or someone in the office has to update it in order to keep it updated, and that, you know, that's not working real good right now. So I don't know if y'all want to consider making that a stipulation. If they want to pay for it, then it needs to be the hands-free, so you don't have these issues.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What Mr. Prater is I just asked him, and he said he just brought it to the council meeting because it had been mentioned through the economic development group, and so that's something we need to ask them. Okay. Yeah, you're going to pay the initial fee, but are you going to pay the yearly fee also every year? You know, what they said, like what, $2,000 every year or something like that.
Right.
You know, it's like
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, if the council were to ask us to go out for bids, I mean, we could go out for bids and just see what kind of numbers get thrown at us. We can even do some research on our own and see what's the cheapest kind of a thing and get bids and bring all that information back. And
Yeah. Have we ever talked to Extraco to see if they might do it?
You know, I remember when I first got here, I called Extraco, like, why aren't y'all doing this? And they're like, hey, we can send you some, a contract for that service. You know, we're not going to do it, basically. But, I mean, just looking at it, I mean, just my gut feeling looking at this, I'm like, it's a little, you know, just how granular it is. I know there's a lot more groups out there. It might be worth our time to take a look at what other people are having to offer, you know, competitively.
Okay. All right. All right, then it's going to be my opinion then that, my recommendation, excuse me, not my opinion, but my recommendation is let's just wait on this one and put it out for bid and see what we can come up with and then bring it back at a later time.
I move that we table the issue for further investigation.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
To tabling it? Okay.
I'll second.
And that was the discussion, I just wanted to bring it up.
Right.
We
Yes,
still
sir.
need to get with Darren and
Yeah,
find out exactly
Find out
what
what
he
he
wants to do.
Okay.
But
All right.
yeah, I think we need to table it and
Okay. All in favor of tabling? Okay. It's tabled. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. All right. 27, City Council and Staff Training. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on approval for the Messer Ford to provide legal training for mayor, city council, and staff at a public meeting. Requester was Ricky Wiggins. Ricky?
Yes. Okay, yeah, I'll put that on there. You know, last year, sometime about this time, February, I believe, is that Messer Ford had a lady came in and did some training. Miss Ritchie is who it was, she used to be the city attorney for the city of Waco, but then she went to work for Messer Ford. So she came in and did some training, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a lot. You know, all these different laws and stuff, and you know, if you don't keep on top of that and keep refreshed, you know, because sometimes you forget. One word may make a whole difference. And so I just felt like it'd be a good idea for all of us to have a little refresher course. And given we have Melissa is new, so that would be good. And the good thing about it is, I mean, you can read the information that's out there, the laws and stuff, but you can't ask nobody a question, you know. And so if you have those, and I know, you know, even up here, I know Lawrence is, you know, read the laws and stuff, but then he'll call TML and just for verification purpose. Now, this is what it says. Is this, you know, is this really what it means, or explain it to me? Hey, that's very important, you know, and of course, as TML always does when you talk with them. Now, you talk to your attorney. That's at the very end. It'll say, now you consult with your attorney about it, y'all's attorney. So I just thought it'd be a good idea for us to have, and basically have it at a workshop where people could, where we could have Q&A, you know. That's all.
Okay, all right. Do I have a motion? One more time, do I have a motion?
I mean, I'll make the motion that we do it.
Okay, do I have a second? Okay, no second, so this motion dies. There's no action
Good.
taken. This
All
motion died. Okay? All right, moving right along. 28, staff reports. Council to discuss and consider staff reports from the city administrator, chief of police, city attorney, counseling engineer, and department heads. Okay, council, any discussions on this thing? Do y'all need to ask any questions, or do y'all have all this in y'all's reports?
I do,
In
ma'am.
y'all's packet? Okay, yes, Mr. Richardson?
I asked this last council meeting for staff report. I'm gonna pretty much ask this every month, so if Lawrence could provide us an update on the sewer, an update on the timeline, are we still on track to kind of midsummer start paving some of these roads? Where are we, and kind of what still needs to be done, if you don't mind providing that information?
Great question. Yeah. Where we're at currently is, and I hope you don't mind kind of the long answer, but I'll just give you all the information I have. We are at punch list right now with BlackRock. They did receive substantial completion notice from Tabor Engineering. That's what they call a milestone on the schedule if you were to look at construction administration. It's an important milestone. Substantial completion is contract language, meaning they have completed the work that they need to complete for that infrastructure to work for the portion that they were contracted for. So that was reached, I think, like March 10th. So a little bit past deadlines, but that's the date. Now, we are still in punch list with them. That means they still need to finalize some things that are, what's the word, auxiliary to it, you know, meaning it's not important or related to that pipe functioning. It's going to be like restoration, seeding, you know, making sure you got things fixing, let's make an example up, like lights out there that might not be working, and I just made that up. So they got to get that all fixed. So that's where we're at with them. The next portion for us to get up is the lift stations are in the ground. That's the other portion of the project with a different contractor. Those are in the ground. Where there's a lag in our scheduling right now is with Encore. Remember a month ago when we were at this meeting, we all approved a lot of money for the Encore electrical for those lift stations. I've been in a lot of emails and communications with them trying to get a schedule. I still don't have a schedule from them. I've been asking for start and finish. That's my exact language. I got a couple emails out. I need to know your start and finish, Encore. But you know, they're their own group, and I don't have that information. We have, and I gotta admit, there's been a little bit of a snag with, you know, Encore's distribution. There's also a generator, a supplier of energy, and we use Shell Energy, and we've been back and forth with them as well. They're wanting an exact calculation of how much these things should take of energy. So I think I finally got them that information, but they've been rough to deal with for some reason. So anyway, we're waiting on our electrical people to get this done, and they haven't given me a finalized date. And I talked with Tabor about it today, that, you know, once that is done and actually working, because what's going to happen is if you were to send sewer down the drains right now, BlackRock says that they're complete, right? So the sewer's going down the drains. They're saying it's all working. At some point, it's going to hit a lift station, and that's just a well in the ground. It's a low point where all the pipes drain into. Well, if we kick everything on, people send sewage, it's just going to fill up. It doesn't have electricity to then, that's why they call it a lift station. Pumps kick on, lift the sewage up again, and then gravity falls once again back to the wastewater plant. That's how a lift station works. It's all just gravity to that well. Electricity kicks on at a certain point because it's monitoring levels, lifts it, it sends to the plant, just all gravity. So since we don't have electricity, we can't get into those next phases, and that is the next portions that we do need to do is getting basically the rest of the homes hooked up, and then finalizing at the wastewater treatment plant. So I'm in talks with Tabor all the time. Talked with him today, but it's really just, if I throw out a number, it's me guessing, you know. Yeah, I'll throw it out there. I'm going to guess. I don't know why this shouldn't take more than 3 weeks to a month, honestly, for them to finish electricity and us have our next contractors here working on what they need to work on. Yeah. But it's just, I'm leery to tell you guys that because I've asked them, give me your dates, multiple emails, and they haven't. So, but
I'm just kind of seeing I get deadlines will change and all that. I'm just trying to, for the citizens, so they don't start showing up with torches and pitchforks at the next meeting.
Right.
I have just one follow-up question, or actually two, I'm sorry. So is the sewer treatment plant, is that completed at this point?
Yeah, and before I answer that, one more thing I want to say too, and that's another good question. So the difference with our other contractors, they're our contractors. We're in a contract with them. Yeah. So when they miss a schedule, we have liquidated damages. But with Encore, it's not that way. Yeah. We don't have like any of that stuff with them. They're just going to do what they want to do. And then, you know, I'm sure they're working on it, but yeah, okay. The wastewater treatment plant, I was told last time I talked to Tabor that that's like 99% complete, but, you know, we are going to definitely do a good inspection of that. You know, I've heard some things about it that I want to get with Tabor about and go inspect myself. So that is to come. We certainly haven't accepted that project, and that'll be the next steps. I think I've talked with all of you about my desire to get into having routine meetings with Tabor Engineering and our contractors moving forward. And I was kind of waiting to get to about this point, right? Like, when is BlackRock going to be done? Yeah. And we start those next phases. So that's why I'm really giddy on, okay, when are you done, Encore? Because that's when I know I need to call those other contractors to be here, and that's when I want to start those meetings. Yep.
And just last question, thanks for your patience.
Yes, sir.
So far as the testing, so BlackRock's done with their lines, so far as the testing, is the testing of those lines all complete, or are we still waiting for electricity for the lift station in order to test them?
Yep, nope, everything's passed as far as we can tell, that all that information was sent. We have received it, and that's part of the reason why they are now what they title substantially complete and receive certification of. But yeah, they're showing that it's passed. So.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
Any, yes, Mr. Wiggins?
Okay, on Lawrence's report, and we're talking about roads, have you, in the past years, we've always had, with the exception of last year, we've always had an interlocal agreement with our county to come repair certain roads within the city. And maybe we could do that because there are roads, we have a lot of roads that are not impacted by sewer and will not get redone. And maybe we could get with the county and see, you know, what they're able to do for us for this year, because that really is a big savings for us, and they do a good job. But now last year we was not able because they couldn't. I don't remember what the reason was, but money, whatever it was, they couldn't last year. But for the money, I mean, we pay, the city pays them to do these roads, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper than having a contractor come out and do them. So if you could get with the county and check on that.
We can do that.
Yes,
And
sir.
also, last year, I think it was due to flooding instead of.
Yeah, last year, to answer your question, Mr. Wiggins, last year
Yeah.
was,
Due to
with all the
flooding.
rain we had over the
That's
summer,
correct.
county
You're
was
right.
like, we got too
That's
many
right.
roads we gotta fix, we ain't got time for y'all.
Right.
Mind if I say
That's
something real
right.
quick? Yeah, that's a great idea, sir.
Yeah.
I did talk with a Justin from the county about just that, actually.
Justin, yes.
Yes, not that long ago, and he did give me a number. I said, can you give me a number on how we can get some estimating done? And I did get that number. I can't recall what it was now, but yeah, I told him to expect a phone call from me at some point for a discussion, and he said certainly. So we should be going into budget talks, or at least the beginning stages of budget, honestly, this next month in April, when I just start gathering from you guys and from staff, basically the wish list, like what do you all want? You know, really, in reality, we should ask for the pie in the sky so we know what those are and have that discussion, and then we come back to reality about what we can afford, but we should know what our goals are. And I think that'll be part of it, and we'll start getting some cost estimates.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
One other thing,
Yes,
Mayor, is on the next report, is on the water report. I'll give my little spiel like I usually do every month on that. Is
that on the staff report?
Staff report, yeah,
Yeah, staff report.
yeah. That'd be under the staff report, yeah, under the water staff. We pumped 6,600,000.
Point of order.
Okay,
Okay, that's not appropriate for you to give that report.
okay,
We've got the director here if
Yeah.
there's anything needed to do that.
Yeah.
okay.
Jean, would you like to do a report, or are you okay with wait, everybody has the paperwork to look at?
If they got any questions on it,
Just
I'll
to ask
Yeah.
a question?
be glad to
Okay.
answer
All right.
as best I can.
Yeah, I don't think there's any questions. He was just gonna read the report, but you already give that to us.
Okay,
All
all right.
right. Okay, we're moving right along
Well,
then.
can I,
Yes, sir.
okay, so real quick, I wanna bring up the lights on Market Street real quick.
Okay.
So, I've reached out to, Lawrence about the lights.
Uh-huh.
So, we've come to the agreement, I'm going to contact Alliance, which I've got a call out to them, to give us a price to get those lights fixed. And if BlackRock is not gonna do anything about it.
Nope.
Maybe we can get them fixed and then send the bill to BlackRock or whichever. But, you know, we need to do something to get them fixed.
Yeah. And then we need to also let the restaurants know that the ones that have the lights, that they're gonna be responsible for their electric bill.
Well, the
Because right now,
electric
we've been
bill is
paying it.
on our meter. We have our own meter for
We have our
that.
own meter for it?
But
Okay,
it'd be better for them
if they do.
to take responsibility
That
for
they
the
need,
damages to them, et cetera.
Exactly.
So we don't have to.
Yeah, they need some type of responsibility of that, because we offered the lights and
But
give
I
it to
am
them.
working on getting something done with those.
Okay,
Can I?
I appreciate that.
Can I add a little bit?
Lawrence? Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for that, Gene. So it is on the punch list with BlackRock, and we got to give them a little time to get it done, but I have informed Tabor very recently that, this needs to get moving. And that email actually did go out. I saw it as of today, so hopefully they get on it, but if not, I think Gene's got a good plan, and we'll look into other measures.
Yeah, just try to get a bid so we'll know what we're looking at.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Very good. Okay, any other discussions? Any other questions on that? All right, moving right along. Number 29, consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda will be considered by the city council and will be acted on by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or a member of the public so requests. A, approval of the minutes. Council discuss and consider the possibility of taking action to approve the minutes from our regular council meeting for February of 26. B, financial February of 2026. Council discuss, consider, and probably take action on the February 2026 financial report for the general water and sewer fund account. Okay? Do I have a motion to accept these as read? Okay, Melissa? Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay,
Question.
that will come after the motion. Yeah, after the motion, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, now, do we have any discussions,
Yeah.
questions? Yes, Mr. Wiggins.
Yeah, I'd like to pull item A.
Item A, approval of the minutes. Okay, what is your discussion on that, your question, sir?
Okay, it doesn't reflect the word minutes.
It doesn't reflect, it said the approval of the minutes.
I said it doesn't reflect the word minutes on the actual, what we have, what was in my packet. So if somebody brings this up on their website, for example, in the past, I'm sure you're aware of this, but in all the past years, it's always read minutes. So if somebody brings this up, if you print this out on our website, even though it may say minutes, and you print it out, it doesn't ever say minutes up there. It might be minor to some, but I mean, it technically, I believe it should say minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know.
Mayor,
Okay, on mine, it says minutes, and is it on the website as minutes?
no,
on
in the
mine-
packet.
Mine does not say minutes.
Correct, in the,
Yeah, the actual, I mean, does yours say minutes up here?
It's from the last meeting. It doesn't have the word.
yes, so.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
from the last minute.
Yeah, it doesn't
Okay,
have
I'm
the
sorry,
word
I was looking
minutes
at
on
the
it.
agenda item, I'll go, mine says minutes.
Yeah.
So Mayor, if it's okay, I just wanted to add, so it just needs the word minutes on the actual minutes.
Okay.
And so I will add that.
All right, I appreciate it.
And
Thank you.
then there is a motion on, actually, Councilmember Richardson, he brought it to my attention, but a motion on 10 where the yeas should be 4, nays 0, and 1 abstention by Mr. Councilmember Prater. And
what now?
then,
I'm sorry, do what now?
She's saying some of the vote counts on the minutes.
on item
aren't quite
10,
accurate.
On number 10,
correct, the motion should read 4 yeas, 0 nays, 1 abstention by Councilmember Prater, but the motion passed. And then if you look at item number 15, it should be 5 yeas and 1 nay, and the nay is by Councilmember McGruer, but the motion passed. So I will make those corrections and get those amended.
okay, thank you so much.
Mayor,
Okay,
Mayor?
Okay, yes, Mr. McGraw.
Okay, the appropriate action on here would be to approve the minutes as amended. So you've made those amendments to it, so it'd be, the motion would be
Okay.
approve the minutes as amended.
As amended.
That gives you the opportunity to make those.
And that's the motion. Okay,
But-
we have a
but the
second.
motion was original motion, was it not to approve them?
Right, but you
But
want to
now-
approve the minutes when
Do
in
we
fact
need
you
to
want
make
to
an
amend it.
amended motion?
On amended
You want to
motion.
amend your,
Yeah.
No, it wasn't my motion.
Who made the motion?
McGurr made the motion and Richard seconded.
No,
Oh, you're talking about 10?
no.
No, this one here, the B. Or no,
Okay.
Yes, on
Okay.
item number 29, it was Councilmember
29,
Fudge.
Melissa made the
Melissa
motion.
made a motion and McGurr seconded it, and they need to make it on the amended. We need to make a motion on the amended item, correct?
that's
I would
correct.
just make a motion to accept the amended.
Amended,
Yeah, you're gonna change your motion to be
okay.
as
Change your-
amended.
Yes,
Okay,
all
I'll
right,
change it to.
okay.
accept
Okay,
the
Melissa
amended.
is changing her motion for the amended, to have, make sure we have minutes up there for the minutes. And do you still second it, Mr. McGurr?
I do.
Okay, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you. All right. All right, now, number 30. Okay, Mr. Prater,
I make a motion, we adjourn.
do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, Mr. McGurr, second that, all in favor? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was a pleasure being here tonight with you guys.
It's been a business doing pleasure with you.
I don't know, we're not gonna ever have an adjournment. We're not gonna have an adjournment. If you're not here, we won't ever get to adjourn.
And the meeting was adjourned at 8:59.